Your reign of terror is over, Magneto.
Foolish X-Men! You think you can stop me?
He's about to attack us!
Human shield, Wolverine!
What?
Get in front of us and tank the hit!
Wait, we didn't discuss this.
It's a new battle tactic I'm testing.
Summers, you cowardly
You
piece
can
of...
heal, Wolverine! Hurry!
Save us, Wolverine! It's just a car to the face, Wolverine!
I don't sound like that.
That was meant to be G!
Why'd you think it was you?
I've been suffering from low self-esteem lately.
It's time to finish this! Taste my lightning!
Did you just shoot lightning?
That eye of yours isn't just for show, is
Since
it?
when could you do that?
Since when, my dear child? I am the master of magnetism. When couldn't I do it?
Did he just shoot lightning at me?
You're really going to make me repeat myself, aren't you?
But magnetism and electricity are different.
Actually, they're deeply connected. A moving electric charge creates a magnetic field, and a changing magnetic field creates electricity. As the master of magnetism, I can control both.
You just made that up.
It's basic electromagnetism. Don't you live in a school?
Well, yeah, but the professor doesn't teach us much.
Mostly he probes our minds for our darkest secrets and brings them up in casual conversation.
He told me my father never loved me over breakfast. Classic Charles!
But wait, if you could always shoot lightning, how come you're only doing it now?
I was just in an electric sort of mood today.
So in all of our fights to this point, you were in a magnetic mood?
What were the chances of that, eh?
Guys, he basically has Storm's powers now. Are we screwed?
Actually, I exactly have Storm's powers. I can manipulate Earth's electromagnetic field to change the weather.
Wait, really?
Bitch, I can move asteroids. You think I can't make it rain?
But she's an Omega level mutant!
Then I guess I'm the next Greek letter.
There is no next Greek letter.
Well, hey, it's all Greek to me.
I'm kinda intrigued now. What else can you do?
Oh, not much. That's pretty much it. Just throw things and shoot lightning, you know? Well, that and the heart attack thing.
Heart attack thing?
Why, yes, dear. I can cause people to have heart attacks. It's really not that exciting.
There's no way you can do that.
You know that electricity is what keeps your heart beating, right? We've already established that I can control electricity at a distance, so of course I can do that.
So you've had the ability to give us all heart attacks, and you've never used it?
It's just not really my style, you know?
Are you all buying this?
Want me to demonstrate it? Fine.
Sorry I'm late, guys. Now let's team up and take down this... Oh, my science!
Dear God!
Damn, he really is light, you got. Really wish you did that years ago.
I was going to do it to Wolverine, but then Beast showed up, so, you know.
I appreciate your honesty.
I can do other wacky things too, like bloodbending.
Bloodbending? What's that?
Not a fan of the last Airbender I see. Cartoons are for children.
You shut your goddamn mouth, bub. I can control the iron in your blood to push and pull you wherever I like. I've gotten rather good at it, if I dare say so. Check this out. Dance for me, my monkey. Dance.
This is horrific!
It's just like the puppet shows from when I was a kid. Canada really is worse than hell.
I could rupture an organ too if I wanted, or mess around with your blood pressure. Hell, I'm basically a walking cardiologist.
Is that why you're so fit for your age?
Gene?
What? He is.
What is, my dear?
That would make sense since it's just magnetism, but the heart attack thing is still kind of weird.
Would you rather I paralyze you?
What?
Electric signals from your brain to your body are how you move. It'd be rather easy for me to shut off a limb or two.
Are you saying you could cure the professor?
Unfortunately, his baldness is permanent.
Why attack a limb? Why not just go straight for the brain? Summers, why are you giving him tips? Look, Logan, at this point, I've just accepted death.
Why, yes, I suppose I could do that. Trigger seizures, induce unconsciousness. It's all par for the course.
Sounds pretty similar to telepathy.
Yes, I suppose it does. Hell, it's identical. I don't even need this helmet. I'm a telepath now.
Wait, what?
Sure, it'll take time for me to read the electric signals, but I'm a smart guy. I can speak 10 languages fluently.
You know, canonically, I can speak more than that. Magneto ruling the world? Fine. Wolverine being smarter than me? Not fine.
I have complete control over your biochemistry, over the electromagnetic spectrum. I wish you could see what I see.
Is he alright?
Yeah, he's fine. Just a little excited is all.
I'm a Jedi!
Or he's gone completely mad.
I can use electromagnetic fields to repulse people like a force push. Hell, I could even use them to choke someone. And I can shoot lightning. I'm a Sith. I'm the goddamn chosen one.
Guys, I want to be a Jedi too.
Scott, how many times do we need to have this conversation?
I always wanted to be Chewbacca.
Logan, you already are Chewbacca. You literally have claws.
Yeah, but Chewbacca would be allowed on roller coasters. Ewok problems, am I right?
Take that back, you bastard! I can generate heat too using electric currents. Enough of it and I can ignite the oxygen in the atmosphere. I am pyromancy!
So he's Electro and Pyro rolled into one?
And Storm, and the Professor, and a Jedi. In addition, of course, to being Magneto. How does any of this make sense?
Magnets, bitch!
Yeah, that's a fair answer.
There are metal and bones, so I'm probably a necromancer as well. I should really try that out. Kinda like solo leveling, am I right?
What is that, an anime?
Cartoons are for children. Say that one more time, Summers. I dare you. I dare you.
You know, I could manipulate electron spin states to magnetize non-magnetic material so that I can control everything. So basically, I have telekinesis now as well. Hell, I could probably Thanos snap someone if I really tried.
Gene, you need to turn into Dark Phoenix and murder murder this guy.
I need to what now?
At the rate his powers are growing, it's now or never, bub.
But I can't control the Phoenix Force. I'll destroy Earth.
It's fine. We'll just blame it on Beast.
Logan, genocide isn't cool.
He's right, you know.
Thanks, Magneto.
Actually, in light of my new powers, I think a name change is in order.
Oh, so you're done discovering your powers.
No, because now I can turn myself invisible. Behold!
You know, this is pretty lame compared to your other ones.
Yeah, a flaming necromancer army would be rad as shit.
True, but I can make you invisible too.
Please tell me he's dead.
I can hear you, Logan.
How did you do that?
Well, being the master of magnetism has made me the master of electromagnetism, and there's a whole spectrum to play with.
Like autism?
Logan, what the hell are you talking about?
It's a real thing, you fascist bastard.
Actually, I was talking about the radiation that permeates the universe. Visible light is part of the spectrum, and as such, I have complete mastery of it.
Did your turnaround from discovery to mastery another mutant power?
I could plunge the world into eternal darkness, toggle invisibility. Hell, I could make you all hallucinate by bending light to my will.
Magneto, please put me in a dream world where I'm Chewbacca and Jean is Princess Leia in the golden bikini. Please, Magneto. Please, 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 please.
You sure are getting a lot of Star Wars references out of this one.
But that's not all. Microwaves are part of the electromagnetic spectrum as well. As such, I could cook you from the inside at a time of my choosing.
And what, eat us?
No, I mean, maybe. An army of the undead would probably have to eat something, right?
I assume you can also charge phones, so that and the microwaving thing would make you real popular at college.
Indeed, it is high time I traded in my rogue for a younger model.
P. Diddy Ripvic.
But wait, there's more! Care for a dose of cancer?
Was that question rhetorical or...
Because ultraviolet rays are also under my command. Enough of those, and I can have you looking like Deadpool.
I'm just gonna say it, Deadpool and Wolverine wasn't that good.
Summers, I swear to God, I am this close to fisting your guts.
Can you also cure cancer?
Hell no!
Oh.
But do you know who could Beast?
Really?
Yeah, he actually discovered the cure before coming here. Sent some radio waves to Charles to meet him later. But he's dead now, so, you know.
Well, hey, what can you do?
Turn the whole world into mutants, that's what. With gamma rays.
Isn't that what he did at the end of X-Men 1?
I don't know, it was never really explained.
Magnets, bitch!
I'll accept anything at this point.
I also have X-ray vision now. And boy, Cyclops, are you ripped?
Pilates, my dear.
Sure, Summers got the abs, but I can compensate in other areas.
I can confirm that is a lie.
Magneto, you're such a dick.
If I can do all this, why do I even need a supervillain team? Forget the Brotherhood. I'm borderline magical at this point.
Can we please just go back to the lovable, goofy master of magnetism?
You know, I always thought that magnetism was just a worse version of telekinesis, but looks like I was wrong.
Yeah, it's way more bullshit.
No wonder it's such an uncommon power.
At least this explains why Wanda's as ridiculously strong as she is.
Unlike Quicksilver.
Shut up, Quicksilver!
I can control the fundamental forces of the universe. I can rewrite reality at the quantum level. I'm ready to transcend my mortal form. I can feel it. It's happening. Farewell, my dear X-Men!
Well, hey, look at that. We didn't die.
I'm pretty sure I could have taken
How
him.
are we gonna explain this to the professor?
His best friend is gone. He'll be devastated.
But on the other hand, Beast is dead.
He'll probably consider that a net positive.
Definitely a net positive.
X-Men, I have some good news and some bad news.
Oh, you're back. Well, what's the good news?
I thought of a new supervillain name, Radiation Man.
That's awful.
The bad news is that I've destroyed the universe.
What?
Yeah, I kinda accidentally messed with quantum physics so much that I tore a hole in the space-time continuum.
Damn, did you at least take it out to dinner first?
What are you? Was that meant to be a joke?
We all process trauma differently.
Anyway, the universe has a few seconds left before it completely unravels.
So our final moments will be spent awaiting despair?
No, of course not. Check this out. Hey, my stars and garters. I quote poetry no one cares about. Please be my friend.
Where am I?
Beast, you're alive?
Why does my chest hurt?
Magneto gave you a massive heart attack.
It's a long story.
Well, hey, at least I'm alive.
Actually, you'll be dead in a few seconds, along with everyone else.
Oh, well, that can suck my blue furry balls.
Do you really want those to be your last words?
Nuking the universe!
Professor, I have some wonderful news.
You and Jean broke up?
Why would that be wonderful?
How about you come to my room later and I'll show you?
You know this is harassment, right? Professor, why don't you do something?
I kind of like keeping him around. Don't have to strain my neck as much when looking at him.
Looking to be short.
Do you think he was malnourished as a child?
Well, he did grow up in Canada.
I wish I had different friends.
Anyway, Professor, you still haven't guessed the news.
I'm a telepath, Scott. I know that Bobby's here.
Bobby's here.
Hey, Iceman, how have you been?
Cool as a cucumber, Wolvie. Been keeping it frosty.
For the love of God, please tell me he doesn't speak in puns.
Hey, chill out, Gene. Just breaking the ice.
Robert, get the hell out of my house.
Come on, Professor. He's not that annoying.
Looks like I'm skating on some pretty thin ice.
I retract my previous statement.
It's not the puns. It's his powers. They're stupid.
What do you mean, Professor? I just shoot ice and free stuff. Not that big a deal.
You literally defy physics. I would explain it to you if you weren't such a bad student.
Hey, what's with the cold shoulder?
Guys, just how many ice puns are there?
I have a feeling we're going to find out.
Go ahead, Professor. Tell me why I make no sense.
Try not to get brain freeze, Bobby.
Oh, that was ice cold, baby.
Scott, stop encouraging him.
Very well. For starters, you violate the conservation of energy. Creating ice means removing massive amounts of thermal energy, yet you clearly aren't putting the heat anywhere.
Hey, Professor, I make ice, not heat. I think you're getting a little mixed up.
No, Robert, I'm not. Tell me, do you know how a refrigerator works?
Of course I do. Keeps my food chill and the vibes cooler.
And you know how it does that? By extracting the heat from your food. It pulls the heat out, carries it through a refrigerant fluid, then dumps it through the coils at the back. If you stand behind a fridge, you can feel the heat that was inside your food.
Do you often stand behind fridges, Professor?
Of course not. I can't stand. But the point remains. Making things colder involves removing thermal energy. And so we return to my question. Where are you putting the heat, Bobby?
What do you mean? I just freeze things.
To freeze something, you need to extract heat. It involves a transfer of energy. And it's no small amount either. Freezing 100 kilograms of water to make one of your ridiculous ice slides would require 33 million joules. The calculation is a simple one. Just the mass of your slide times water's latent heat of fusion. That's the amount of energy needed to convert a kilogram of water to ice.
I've never seen the professor do this much math before.
He must be really angry.
33 megajoules is equivalent to 8 grams of TNT. That's twice the energy in a tank shell. 2 tank shells just to make what? Like 10 meters of an ice path? And you're constantly doing that. You should be burning and melting everything around you from the displaced heat.
Now you're thinking of Pyro. He's the one that melts things. I'm Iceman.
Robert, your ability to melt things is much more versatile and powerful than Pyro's. I mean, sure, it's ironic since you're Iceman, but really a more accurate name for you would be Heat Transfer Man.
Doesn't exactly roll off the tongue.
Okay, but he doesn't actually melt things.
That's exactly my point. He's breaking the first law of thermodynamics.
Thermodo what?
The first law of thermodynamics. Energy cannot be created or destroyed, only transferred or transformed. It's just a fancy way of saying that energy can't magically appear or disappear. In equation form, it looks like this. Delta U equals Q minus W.
Not more math. What kind of place is this?
It's a school, Logan. We live in a school. Delta U means how much the energy inside something changes, like how hot or cold it gets. Q is the heat added to it, and W is the work it does, like moving something or pushing against pressure. Now, when Robert does his silly ice beams, he pulls heat out of the air, so Q is negative, and he doesn't appear to do any work, so W is 0, which means the change in energy is just how much heat he pulls out. But then where does that energy go?
Well, can't he just do what fridges do? I mean, we know that makes sense.
Hey, Jean, quick question. Is your refrigerator running?
Well, yes, of course.
That's because it uses electricity. In a fridge, work is done by the motor and compressor. The electrical energy going in and the thermal energy coming out all add up and are conserved.
He's so mean today.
Well, that's just like your opinion, man. I clearly freeze things.
And just how are you doing that?
It's my mutant power, duh.
No, what physical mechanism are you using to cool objects? Because none of them make sense.
What are the options?
Well, there's conduction, which is heat transfer through direct contact, convection, which is through a fluid such as air or water, and radiation, which is heat transfer via electromagnetic waves, mostly infrared. That's how the sun warms us.
Professor, you sure said a lot of words there.
Oh, you really are my worst student. Fine, here's a picture to explain it better. This is an infrared image of a cat, showing different parts of it emitting heat.
Why do you have a picture of a cat?
I love me some pussy.
Jean, please scrub that sentence from my brain.
Anyway, the warmer areas are red, white, and yellow. The cooler areas are green and blue. And there are actually several heat mechanisms at play here. The face, eyes, and nose are mostly emitting heat via radiation. They appear hottest because there's no fur. The legs and paws are a mix of conduction and radiation. Those cute little paws are in direct contact with the ground, making conduction significant. The torso and back are well insulated. Any heat loss there is due to radiation, but it's heavily reduced.
Do you have one of a dog?
No, I don't bloody well have one of a dog.
Because I think I'd understand this better with a dog.
Which mechanism do you use, Bobby? Because conduction can't explain most of your attacks since its range is far too limited. Convection would require powerful cold air currents, which you clearly aren't doing. And if you used radiation, we'd see side effects, like you should literally be glowing.
What about evaporation? Sweating always keeps me cool.
Excellent point, Logan.
Summers, I'm smarter than you.
My honor! But evaporation removes heat via vapor, and he's freezing vapor instead, so it's actually the opposite effect.
You suck, Logan.
Damn you, science!
I don't know, I just use the water in the air.
Okay, that doesn't really answer my question, but let's move on to that. You know that air humidity is typically low, right?
Oh, there's enough water in it for me.
No, there really shouldn't be. 1 cubic meter of air only holds about 25 grams of water vapor. For a 100 kilogram ice bridge, you'd need 4,000 cubic meters of air. That's a cube of air which is over 15 meters on each side, which needs to be dehumidified instantly.
That doesn't sound like very much.
Oh, it is very much, Bobby. In low humidity regions such as deserts or the Arctic, it's impossible.
You mean he can't freeze the air in the Arctic? But it's already cold. It should be easier, right?
It's surprising, I know, but cold air holds far less water vapor than warm warm air. He'd mostly be freezing nitrogen and oxygen, which raises an entirely new problem.
What do you mean?
Well, it doesn't really make sense how Bobby can target just water vapor, does it? Air is 78% nitrogen and 21% oxygen. If he's emitting super cold blasts, why don't those gases condense as well?
Can't make ice from the oxygen, Professor. That's silly.
I'm not saying you'd make ice. I'm saying you should be liquefying the nitrogen and oxygen. Their freezing point is much lower than water's, hence why you'd likely liquefy them rather than freeze them.
What are you trying to say, Professor?
When Bobby freezes the air, you shouldn't be able to breathe. He should turn the oxygen from the atmosphere into a pool on the ground. He should create fog, extreme pressure changes, oxygen-rich explosions.
Explosions?
Liquid oxygen is a powerful oxidizer, far more concentrated than its gas form. It can dramatically accelerate combustion. But don't worry, because you'll probably suffocate before that happens, since, you know, all the oxygen is literally in a pool on the ground.
I'm kind of getting the feeling you're not a fan of my powers, Professor.
It's not me who isn't the fan, it's the universe. You defy entropy.
You should know that I don't know what that means.
Okay, then let me ask you a question. If you hold a cup of hot coffee, do your hands get warmer?
You insult my honor with such a basic question, Professor.
Why is he talking about honor so much?
He must have went to Japan recently.
Logan, that was racially charged.
Nani? Of course your hands get warmer.
But why? The total energy between your hands and the cup wouldn't change. Whether your hands warmed the coffee or the coffee warmed your hands, energy is conserved either way.
Well, because heat moves from hot to cold. That's just what it does.
Exactly, but changes in energy clearly aren't responsible for that direction, so it must be set by another property. A property we call entropy.
I still don't know what entropy is. Also, why was Wolverine speaking Japanese?
Entropy is a measure of disorder and randomness. It tells us how energy spreads out. The entropy of a closed system remains constant, but for irreversible processes, it always increases. This is the second law of thermodynamics.
Irreversible processes? What do you mean?
Well, if I drop an egg onto the ground, for example, entropy has increased. The egg shatters, the shell cracks in a spiderweb of fractures, yolk oozes out like delicious golden syrup.
He must really like eggs.
Maybe it's because his head's shaped like one.
You'd be surprised if the shattered egg put itself together, wouldn't you? But it doesn't, since that would create order and thus decrease the entropy. That's why a change in entropy is sometimes called the arrow of time. There's no going backwards. It's an irreversible process.
And that explains why your hands get hot when holding coffee.
It does. The coffee is hot, so its molecules are moving fast, in a disordered fashion. Your hands are cooler, the molecules are slower. It's much more ordered. If heat transfers from the coffee to your hands, then the total entropy between your hands and the cup will rise. Therefore, the process is allowed.
Okay, but what does this have to do with my powers?
Robert, when you freeze water, you turn disordered water molecules into a highly ordered ice crystal. There is a decrease in entropy, which is fine if that decrease is compensated by an even larger increase elsewhere, such as dumping heat into the air. But as we already know, you don't do that. You don't warm your surroundings when using your powers. You are therefore decreasing entropy without increasing it elsewhere, which violates the second law of thermodynamics.
I'm sick of your laws, all right? I'm just a kid making whimsical ice slides. Just leave me alone, okay?
Hey, Bobby, let's try to keep a cool head here.
Don't you dare use a damn ice pun against me!
Okay, fine. Go and make your ice slides, Bobby.
Why did you say it like that?
Oh, no reason.
You have something against my ice slides?
No, of course not.
What do you have against my ice slides?
Your ice slides should collapse under their own weight.
God damn it!
Thermal stress is directly proportional to temperature change. Your attacks often involve rapid cooling. Thermal stress is equal to the Young's modulus for ice times the coefficient of thermal expansion for ice times the temperature change in Kelvin. If you rapidly cool something from 0 degrees to minus 100, then there's 45 megapascals of internal stress due to thermal contraction. Ice's tensile strength is only 1 megapascal, so the stress exceeds what ice can handle by a factor of 45, meaning it should shatter immediately.
You're a jerk, Professor.
Your ice slides and bridges would crack before you even step on them.
These are my powers, all right?
Your ice sculptures are often unsupported. Hundreds of kilograms of ice can't just hang in midair.
You can't just tell me they shouldn't work.
Your bridges would need support every 1 to 2 meters to not snap under their own weight.
Do you want to just chip my dick off or something?
Also, you shouldn't be able to move that fast on ice. Newton's second law states that the acceleration of an object is directly proportional to the net force acting on it. But when you're on your slides, there is no force. The best you could do is maintain your momentum once moving.
Well, there's still some friction, right?
Yes, but the friction on ice is too low for him to push himself off with. The only force that can help him is gravity, but for that, the slide would need to be sloped, and not all his slides are. Also, the drag force from the air would be much more than the maximal friction force he could generate on the ice.
You're full of shit, Professor.
Drag force equals 1/2 the drag coefficient times air density, area, and velocity squared.
You just had to make him whip out another equation.
If you're crouched, your cross-sectional area will be around 0.7 meters squared. Let's say your velocity is 20 meters per second, and the drag coefficient is 1. Air density is 1.2 kilograms per meters cubed at sea level. level, so the drag force will be equal to 168 newtons. Assuming you weigh 75 kilograms, then your deceleration is equal to 2.24 meters per second squared. At your starting speed of 20 meters per second, you'd come to a stop in under 9 seconds from just the air resistance.
I hate this school.
Also, that's an ideal case. In reality, the friction from the ice would slow you down as well.
I hate you.
Would you like me to calculate that?
No, I've heard enough. I'm leaving and never coming back.
Come on now, Bobby. It's not all bad. With your powers, you are easily an Omega-level mutant. You're damn near the strongest X-Man there is.
Really?
Of course. Your powers make you a planetary weapon. The oceans moderate Earth's temperature as water has a high specific heat capacity. That's just a fancy way of saying it takes a lot of energy to raise water's temperature. Oceans store most of Earth's heat. So do you know what would happen if you froze a large portion of it?
I could go ice skating?
No, my silly Bobby. You would trigger another ice age. If you just froze 1% of the global ocean volume, you'd remove hundreds of thousands times more energy than all nuclear bombs ever detonated. You'd cause pressure changes in seabeds, tsunamis from ice shelf collapses, glacial earthquakes from thermal shifts.
Hey, that's kind of chill.
Indeed it is. And excellent pun, if I dare say so.
Thanks, Professor.
But, unfortunately, you'd be dead.
What?
Your own body should be dead, Bobby. Completely, irreversibly dead. In your ice form, your body is frozen. At freezing temperatures, your enzymes stop functioning entirely. Your metabolism grinds to a halt. Blood turns to sludge, then crystallizes, shredding your vessels from the inside out. Your nerves fall silent. Your muscles lock, paralyzed. Your lungs stop absorbing oxygen. Skin cells die in minutes, blacken and peel. And you don't even feel it. You're not a person. You're a sculpture, cold, hollow. Whatever's moving inside that shell, it isn't life.
Oh my god, get me out of here!
Well, there goes another one.
What should we do with the body, Professor?
Throw it in the freezer along with the rest of them.
That's what he would have wanted.
Say, Professor, since when did you know all that thermodynamic stuff?
I don't. I was just reading Beast's mind while explaining all that. Why else do you think I keep him around?
Oh, geez, Professor. I guess you could say you're pretty cool.
No more ice puns, Logan.
Dear God.
No more ice pun. Mystique, my dear. I've finally done it. I have defeated the X-Men.
Lord Magneto, this is wonderful news. How shall we celebrate?
How about you, me, and a nice chessboard?
Actually, I was thinking about burning down their mansion.
Oh, no, we can't do that. The X-Men are in there.
But I thought you defeated them.
Heavens no. I just beat one of them.
One? You only beat one?
Well, yeah, but he's like the most popular one, so...
It wasn't Wolverine, was it?
What? No, of course not.
Because Wolverine is a guaranteed win for you, like it shouldn't even count.
Well, to be fair, Mystique, it still counts.
Okay, but it wasn't actually him, right?
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
Please tell me you didn't leave me in a cave for 3 days just to go fight Wolverine.
Did you know I can fly?
Let's make this quick, bub. Jean's got a yoga class in 10 minutes.
I hate being right.
You! How are you alive? I ripped your skeleton out.
It's my mutant power, Buckethead. I can heal any wound.
That's stupid. Don't you know that's stupid?
I don't know shit, bub.
Mystique, dust off the old biophysics degree so I can explain why that's stupid.
You don't have a biophysics degree.
Why not?
Well, because you were in the camps.
How dare you mention the camps?
Please forgive me, Lord Magneto.
The naughty men did naughty things in the
They were
camps.
very naughty men.
Well, it was great catching up, but I gotta run.
You shouldn't be running anywhere with that adamantium skeleton of yours.
You're gonna start doing math, aren't you?
Mass equals density times volume. Adamantium is rather mysterious, but let's assume it has twice the density of tungsten, one of the densest elements there is. Then we can say that adamantium has a density of 40,000 kilograms per cubic meter. Your whole skeleton is encased with adamantium, meaning its weight is 40,000 times 0.01, which equals 400 kilograms. You have a 400 kilogram skeleton, Wolverine.
Finally, someone else who uses metric. Are you guys also Canadian?
Goodness, no, that's just the units which scientists use.
What was with the goodness no?
By the way, that's not your total mass. We still have to account for your muscles and body. Now, despite your vertical challenges,
Short King, you can say it.
you are rather broad. So let's estimate your body's mass to be 90 kilograms. Then your total mass is 490 kilograms, approximately half a metric ton. You're nearly as heavy as Blob.
There's no way that's true.
Blob weighs around 550 kilograms. You're nearly as heavy as him.
This is more embarrassing than that time Jean turned me down.
You're gonna have to be more specific.
You should be paralyzed by this weight. It's the same as carrying 7 men. You should experience chronic pain, constant agony. Your cardiac output would need to double or triple.
Well, I got a big heart, bub, so I can handle it.
You think so? Shall we look at the numbers? Cardiac output is the volume of blood your heart pumps in a minute. It's equal to your heart rate, which are your beats per minute, times stroke volume, volume, which are your liters per beat. For a normal human at rest, their heart beats around 70 times per minute, and each beat pushes 0.071 liters of blood, so their cardiac output is 5 liters per minute. During intense exercise, that can go up to 20 liters per minute. You weigh as much as 7 people, but if we're generous and only multiply the numbers by 5, you'd still need 100 liters of blood every minute during intense combat.
Yeah, my body needs a lot of blood, so what? Why does it matter?
Do you know what happens to your heart when it's trying to push out 100 liters of blood every minute?
I don't know. It starts sweating.
No, it explodes! The muscles tear, the valves rupture, and your blood pressure drops like a rock. That's called cardiac arrest, Wolverine.
Should we call an ambulance?
Of course not! You can just shapeshift into a paramedic.
That doesn't mean I become a doctor.
It doesn't? You'll really have to explain your shapeshifting one of these days.
Different video, Magneto.
Apologies. Anyway, your mass is kind of a problem. Like if you fall over, you really shouldn't be able to get back up. Like sure, your bones would survive since they're covered with adamantium, but your internal organs would not.
Well, it ain't really that big of a deal, because I have super strength.
Super strength? Really? That's one of your powers?
Yeah, kinda. I mean, you don't really think about it, but it's gotta be, right? How else am I moving around?
Okay, well, let's assume that's true. Then how the hell are the X-Men without super strength supporting you? Your teammates are constantly carrying and dragging you about after every battle.
Dude, come on. I don't lose that much.
Need I remind you how you got here?
Fair enough.
It's honestly a miracle that you haven't accidentally killed them. Let's assume that you fall 1 meter onto a teammate. Just a small trip. Gravitational potential energy on Earth's surface is equal to mass times gravity times the height of the fall. In this case, your mass is around 500 kilograms. The fall is 1 meter, and gravity is 9.8 meters per second squared. The energy from this small fall would be equal to 4,900 joules.
Could you convert that to freedom units?
No, but I can tell you the force. When an object hits the ground, it doesn't stop instantly. It slows down over a short distance as the energy of the fall is absorbed. We call this the stopping distance, and force is equal to energy divided by it. Let's assume Wolverine has a stopping distance of 5 centimeters, typical in a normal fall. Then the force his teammate experiences is equal to 4,900 divided by 0.05, which equals 98,000 newtons.
Is that a lot? That sounds like a lot.
It's the same as a 10-ton truck rolling over you. Bone fractures occur at around 4,000 newtons, and your fall is doing 20 times that. If you fell even slightly onto a teammate, their ribs would liquefy. You accidentally stepped on their foot, their bones would shatter.
I don't feel safe around him.
Come on. I'm still not as heavy as Blob.
Actually, a fall from you is much more dangerous than Blob. His numerous rolls of fat would increase his stopping distance. More squish means a longer stop. You, on the other hand, are all muscle.
I do a lot of push-ups, sit-ups, and drink plenty of juice.
Another Dragon Ball Z abridged reference, really?
Actually, that line's from regular Dragon Ball Z. I kind of feel like a lot of people never even watched the original, and honestly, that's just kind of...
Shut up! Let's talk about your motorcycle. Let's assume the combined weight of you and the bike are 700 kilograms, and that 60% of the weight is on the rear wheel.
Why is he talking about my motorcycle?
I think he's gonna prove it shouldn't start or something.
How can this day get any worse?
Jean's yoga class has been canceled.
What more can you take from me?
For your bike to start moving, the maximum frictional force on the rear wheel needs to accommodate your desired acceleration. Here's a diagram to explain. 60% of the combined weight is on the rear wheel, pushing onto the ground. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction, so there is a force from the ground pushing up into the wheel, which we have labeled Fn.
Guys, is that really the best drawing of me you could do?
Mystique spent 10 minutes on this. That's not even a joke. This drawing literally took 10 minutes.
I was just trying my best.
See what you did?
Nah, it's cool. I like the stubble.
I studied music instead of art.
How dare you call her drawing shit?
Now, wait a minute, I never...
Please return to the calculation.
Of course. Anyway, friction is acting leftward here. You may find that confusing, but it needs to act leftward to get the bike moving. Think about pushing your foot off the ground. Friction is what pushes your foot forward into the direction of motion. The frictional force is equal to the coefficient of friction times Fn. We calculate Fn to be 60% of the combined weight, bringing it to 4,116 newtons. Let's assume the road is smooth, so that the coefficient of friction is 1. Wolverine tries to accelerate to 10 meters per second squared. The force required to do this is equal to mass times acceleration, Newton's second law. In this case, the required force is 700 times 10, which is 7,000 newtons. Since the required force is greater than the maximal frictional force, the motorcycle can't do it. If Wolverine tries to accelerate this fast, then the rear wheel will spin out.
So you're saying I can't even ride bikes now? That I can't drive cars?
Not unless you want to spin out of control and destroy something, though you should should be doing that anyway. Like you literally weigh half a metric ton. How the hell have you not destroyed the floor in the X-Mansion? What are the maintenance costs?
Professor Xavier's rich, so it doesn't matter.
It's always about the money with you.
That's not what I meant.
Well, why don't you just leave? You know where the door is.
We live in a cave.
Sorry for not being a millionaire, Mystique.
I don't destroy nothing, Bubba. I'm real careful with my claws.
Now that you mention it, why is it that your claws show no signs of wear? You use them often enough.
Glad you asked, Tin Man. It's 'cause they're indestructible.
They're what?
That helmet on too tight? They're indestructible. They got infinite hardness. They don't chip.
Okay, but you know infinite hardness is impossible, right? No material can have infinite hardness.
Well, gee, guess you're just plain wrong, bub.
Physics isn't wrong. Quantum mechanics forbids rigid bonds because atoms always vibrate due to zero-point energy.
0-point energy? Isn't it the thing Syndrome used?
Incredible reference, Mystique. Yes, 0-point energy is the lowest possible energy that a system can have. Even at absolute zero, particles still vibrate due to quantum uncertainty. This is illustrated in the Heisenberg uncertainty principle, but we're not going to get into that here.
Praise be to Galactus.
Anyway, the point is, atoms are always vibrating. It's therefore theoretically impossible for a material to have unbreakable bonds. And if your claws didn't deform at all, then all energy from impacts would need to transmit into your body. Slicing into steel should transfer the recoil up into your arms, causing significant damage and strain. And where would the heat go? If the adamantium atoms are unable to vibrate, then the friction from cutting steel or flesh would be absorbed by your tissue. Every time you use your claws, you should be burning your hand, boiling your blood vessels.
Well, actually, my claws do conduct heat.
They conduct heat.
Yeah, even have a melting point too, though it's really high.
Okay, but you understand that if they conduct heat, then there's no possible way they could be indestructible, right?
My indestructible claws conduct heat. There ain't nothing wrong with that.
Magneto, use a thermal expansion formula!
This formula describes how a material's length changes when its temperature changes. In this case, the material is your claws. Delta L is the change in your claw length, alpha is the coefficient of linear expansion, and delta T is the change in temperature. Let's assume alpha is similar to tungsten. Your claws are 30 centimeters long, and 500 kelvins of heat are generated. Then the change in your claw length is equal to 0.675 millimeters. This is a bit of an issue, as an expansion of 0.2 millimeters is considered a critical failure in most mechanical siding systems. So your claws should get jammed when you try to retract them. They aren't dimensionally stable.
Wrong again, Chrome Dome. Check this out.
Are they going through your skin?
Yeah, hurts like hell, but I'm pretty tough. I fought in the Civil War, you know.
Congratulations on your victory.
Who said anything about a victory?
You know that's disgusting, right? Like they burst through your skin, and you use them to slay people and animals. And from what I see, you never clean them. Contamination is inevitable.
You kids these days are soft. I don't believe in none of that bacteria mumbo-jumbo.
I assure you that they're real. In fact, we can estimate how many you're dragging back into your body. The area of your claw is equal to the circumference times length. Let's say they're 30 centimeters long and 5 centimeters wide. Then the claw's area is 0.015 square meters. You have 6 of them, which brings your total claw area to 0.09 square meters, or 900 square centimeters. A dirty surface has around 1 million bacteria per square centimeter. So the bacteria on your claws is 9 times 10 to the 8. You are literally dragging 900 million bacteria into your body every time you use them.
Yeah, but who cares? Bacteria doesn't even do anything. I'm the goddamn Wolverine.
We know who you are.
Yeah, I'm just trying to sound cool.
You're 5'3".
I fail to see why that's relevant.
You know why it's relevant.
Was she always this much of a bitch?
Bacteria do a lot of things, Wolverine, one of which is multiply. The number of bacteria at a time t is equal to the initial number times e to the power of r times t. R is the growth rate constant of the bacteria, the rate at which they multiply. T is the time since contamination, and E is Euler's number. Its presence signifies that this growth is exponential. In your case, the initial number of bacteria is 9 times 10 to the 8th. Let's say the bacteria is E. coli, with a growth rate constant of 20 minutes. Then, after 2 hours, we calculate that the bacteria have multiplied to 1.75 times 10 to the 9th. In just 2 hours, there are nearly 2 billion E. coli in your body. E. coli has an infective dose of around 1 million, and you've got 1,000 times that. You're a biological hazard. You shouldn't be allowed to have those things out in public. How the hell have you not killed anyone yet?
Well, actually, that's where you're wrong, Magneto, because I made a sandwich like a year ago and gave a student food poisoning.
Good job, Wolverine.
Thanks, sweet cakes.
I'm going to enjoy killing you.
What was that?
I said I'm going to enjoy killing you.
Oh, right.
So how aren't you dead, Wolverine? Explain it!
Well, apart from being awesome and an absolute unit, I also got a healing factor. Keeps me right as rain.
And is that thing, like, constantly on?
Yeah, and it's real quick, too. Only takes a few seconds. Basically, basically instant.
Your wounds heal in seconds.
Is there an echo in here or something?
We're in a cave.
There's more to life than money, Mystique.
So, to be clear, you're completing millions of cell divisions per second to heal your wounds, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Wolverine, your healing factor should be killing you.
I don't think you get what healing means, bub.
Then let's see what the science says, shall we? Let's assume you suffer a deep stabbing wound during combat, something you're rather used to. The wound is 10 centimeters deep, 2 centimeters wide, and 5 centimeters long. Its volume is 100 cubic centimeters, or 0.0001 cubic meters. Let's also say that the average volume of a cell is 10 to the minus 15 cubic meters. Then the number of cells you need to make to heal this wound is 10 to the 11th power. If you heal this wound in 5 seconds, then you are regenerating cells at a rate of 2 times 10 to the 10th power cells per second.
I don't see the problem here. My healing factor is pretty powerful, so yeah, of course I can make that many cells.
DNA polymerase is the enzyme which builds new DNA strands during cell division. Base pairs are the building blocks of your DNA, and as such it has to copy them. But polymerase isn't perfect. It makes one mistake for every billion base pairs it copies. The human genome has around 3 billion base pairs, and it is replicated during cell division. So there are around 3 mutations which occur every time a cell divides. Now you're regenerating 20 billion cells per second, which means you're experiencing 60 billion mutations per second, or around 4 trillion mutations per minute.
That sounds like a problem for humans, but not for us mutants.
Well, it all depends on which genes are targeted. It's true that most mutations are harmless, but if the gene is one which controls cell growth, then the mutation can be rather problematic. Such a gene is called a driver gene, and the chance of it mutating during cell division is around 0.7%.
I still don't see where you're going with this.
Now, cancer happens when there are 5 independent driver mutations in a cell.
Okay, I see where you're going with this.
The probability of that happening is 0.007 to the power of 5, or 1.68 times 10 to the minus 11. Wolverine regenerates 20 billion cells per second, which is 1.2 times 10 to the 12th cells per minute. Therefore, the expected number of cancer-triggering events per minute of healing is 1.68 times 10 to the minus 11 times 1.2 times 10 to the 12, which is just over 2, meaning Wolverine should get 2 cancers for every minute which he heals.
What?
You should get cancer twice every minute you heal, Wolverine.
2 cancers? Is that even possible?
Buy 1, get 1 free.
In this economy!
You're wrong.
We literally just calculated it.
But it wouldn't happen. I have a healing factor.
Your healing factor is precisely why it's happening.
Well, maybe my cells don't make mutations when they divide.
Your mutated genes are the reason you don't have mutated genes?
Yeah?
You don't see a problem with that sentence.
Was the grammar bad or something?
Cancer aside, I doubt your body would even have the energy to make that many cells. ATP is a molecule which acts as the primary energy source in a cell. To create a cell, you need around 1 billion ATP molecules. To work out how much energy that is, we first need to convert 1 billion ATP molecules to moles. Dividing 1 billion by Avogadro's number, we calculate that it's 1.66 times 10 to the minus 15 moles. ATP releases around 30.5 kilojoules of energy per mole upon hydrolysis. So the energy to make one cell is equal to the number of moles of ATP times the energy per mole, which is around 5.06 times 10 to the minus 11. So the energy to make 10 to the 11th cells to heal your knife wound is 5 joules.
So hey, that doesn't seem like much to me.
Well, hold on. I need to apply a correction. Cells aren't 100% efficient, so it'll take more energy. Let's assume 5% cell efficiency. Then if we divide 5.06 by 0.05, we get 101.2 joules. And if we divide by 4,184, we get 0.02 calories.
That's less than a breadcrumb, bub.
Lord Magneto, I think it's past your bedtime.
No. Let's go back to where this all started. Me ripping out your skeleton. You've got around 12,000 cubic centimeters of bone, 18,000 of muscle damage, a few thousand bone marrow. Let's just say the volume of the wound is 40,000 cubic centimeters. Then if we're using an average cell size of 10 to the minus 15, it takes 4 times 10 to the 13 cells to heal your wound. But we need to correct this number down, since in this case the cells are bigger and more complex. Let's make it 10 times less, so 10 to the 12 cells. We'll also say the energy needed to build these complex cells is 1,000 times more than our previous number, bringing it up to 5.06 times 10 to the minus 8 joules. Then the total energy to heal your wound at 5% cell efficiency is approximately 4 million joules, which when converted to calories is 1,000? 1,000 calories. That's it.
That's the same as a Big Mac meal.
Damn, no wonder I'm hungry.
You know, when I started this calculation, I really thought it'd be higher.
Yeah, I can tell.
But this is excellent. Your powers aren't bullshit after all.
Really?
Yeah, apart from the heavy adamantium skeleton and jammed biological hazard claws and double cancer every minute for healing a minor wound, you're totally fine.
Damn straight.
Want to join the Brotherhood?
Hell no.
Mystique, initiate Operation Honeypot.
Join me, Logan. Make love to me, Logan.
Sign me up! And then he was like, you have a 400-kilogram skeleton, Wolverine. You're nearly as heavy as Blob, Wolverine.
Why would he assume adamantium has twice the density as tungsten?
I expected better from Magneto.
I know, right? Like, clearly it's closer to titanium.
Logan, your claws wouldn't be indestructible if adamantium had the density of titanium. That's barely denser than bone.
Well, I guess you guys just don't understand my powers.
Adamantium is rather mysterious.
Yeah, I'm glad I don't have that problem. I'm just plain old Cyclops. Nothing strange about me.
I mean, do you want me to say it?
Say what?
Scott, why did you do this?
Oh, you're in for it now, bub.
What's the big deal, guys? What did I say that was
I
wrong?
think he wants you to say it, Professor.
Well, then I guess I'd better say it.
Time to whip out the baby oil.
What?
I have dry skin.
Scott, what are you shooting out of your eyes?
Well, Professor, I thought it was obvious. It's a laser beam.
Wrong.
What do you mean, wrong? Everyone knows I shoot lasers.
I'm afraid science disagrees.
Well, then science is wrong.
How dare you question science?
Doesn't science say your healing factor gives you cancer?
I'm going back to my baby oil.
Okay, Scott, let's talk lasers. Laser is actually an acronym. It stands for light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation. The key word here is radiation. A laser is a form of electromagnetic radiation. It's really just a concentrated beam of photons, which are the particles of light.
I thought the keywords were stimulated emission. Hey, Jean?
Wolverine, please stop being weird.
How am I being
When
weird?
you said that you were rubbing oil over yourself.
Well, sorry for looking after my skin.
Now, despite having no rest mass, photons do carry a bit of momentum, so a concentrated beam of it can push things, even if just a little. The force from such a beam on an absorbing surface is defined as the beam's intensity times impact area divided by the speed of light. So if you want to push something harder, you can either increase the beam intensity or target a larger area.
I don't really see where you're going with this, Professor. My optic blast pushed people backwards, and the physics agrees.
Then let's see how closely it agrees, shall we? Let's assume you fired a blast at Toad, who weighs 80 kilograms. You push him backwards at a speed of 5 meters per second in just a tenth of a second. In other words, your blast immediately sends him flying backwards. Seems realistic so far, right?
Well, not really. I mean, how the hell do Toad's powers make sense?
How does anyone's powers make sense?
Jeez, Jean. Emo much?
Well, they call me Dark Phoenix for a reason.
Please be my wife.
The average acceleration from this blast is velocity divided by time. In this case, that's 50 meters per second squared. Force equals mass times acceleration, so we calculate the average force to be 4,000 newtons. We can estimate the impact area too, taking it to be a circle with a 10 centimeter diameter on Toad's chest. Its area is approximately 7.85 times 10 to the minus 3 meters squared. We can rearrange our equation from the last slide to solve for beam intensity. We calculate it to be around 150 trillion watts per square meter. Power is intensity times area, which comes out to 1.2 trillion watts. And finally, power is defined as energy per unit time. So we estimate the energy delivered by this optic blast to be 120 billion joules. Toad should be violently vaporized, not pushed backwards.
Wow, I didn't know I was so strong.
Oh yes, your blast would be quite devastating. 120 billion joules is the same as 30 tons of TNT. And if you really are shooting lasers, then it would arrive at the target almost instantly. An enemy facing you would be terrified. If you simply looked at them, they would be utterly eviscerated. They wouldn't even have time to react.
Hey, Logan, guess who's the new strongest X-Man?
It isn't fair. All I have are knives for hands.
You're also 5'3".
Do you have to bring my height up in every conversation?
You wish I could bring your height up.
Scott, in case you didn't realize, this makes absolutely no sense. You clearly aren't vaporizing people. And where would that 120 billion joules of energy even come from?
Well, Professor, I was thinking I might have a nuclear power plant in my skull, like a really small one, you know?
If you did, then you'd have brain cancer.
Maybe that explains why he's so boring.
Gene!
Nah, cancer makes you more interesting. Just look at Deadpool or Popeye.
How exactly does spinach give you super strength again?
Hello, we're talking about me!
Scott, you are incredibly boring, let's be honest.
Well, I have another theory on where I get my awesome power from. The sun!
You're not getting trillions of watts of energy from the sun.
Also, you're not Superman.
He's as boring as Superman.
Gene, what is with you today?
I'm very hungry.
Exactly right, Gene. Scott's body must be fueling the beam, but if it was, then even a short burst would be fatal. The mass of fuel required is equal to the required energy divided by the energy per kilogram of fuel. For human fat, you get around 37 megajoules of energy per kilogram. So to get the 120 billion joules required for the laser blast, approximately 3,000 kilograms of body fat needs to be burned.
Damn, no wonder he has such great abs.
That comment was kind of weird, Logan, but my confidence is really low right now, so I'll take it.
Clearly this isn't possible, so you can't be shooting lasers. You wouldn't have the energy, and if you did, then there wouldn't really be much drama to our fights, you know?
Okay, fine then. It's not lasers. It's plasma beams.
Scott, stop making up powers.
Look, I got confused, okay? I thought it was lasers, but it was plasma.
Guys, what's plasma?
What's the plasma with you?
Oh my god, nice MILF joke, Gene.
Don't you mean dad joke?
I said what I said.
Plasma is basically a fast stream of ionized gas. The beam is so hot that atoms have had their electrons ripped away, so they become electrically charged ions. Our sun is a giant ball of plasma, and unlike photons, ions and electrons have mass, so a plasma beam can really punch. It can definitely push people backwards.
Glad you agree, Professor. Well, let's call it there, guys. Good hustle today. You really showed old Cyclops how his powers are stupid.
Why stop now, Scott? Don't you want to look at the math of a plasma beam?
I mean, we really don't have to.
We might come to some interesting conclusions.
I'm happy for us to ignorantly accept plasma beams as the answer to my powers.
Scott, plasma beams should be breaking your neck.
I am no longer happy.
The thrust on a target is equal to the mass flow rate of plasma times its speed. Makes sense, right? If a lot of mass is flowing or the beam is fast, then it'll pack more of a punch. And the power of the plasma jet is equal to 1/2 times mass flow rate and velocity squared.
Hey, that first equation kind of looks like that F equals MA one we always see.
And the second looks like the equation for kinetic energy, 1/2 mv squared.
Very good. They look like those because they're built from exactly the same principles. Newton's laws are hiding inside these formulas. It's just mass, speed, and energy expressed in a different way.
I love science.
Now let's actually put them to work. We'll use the force we calculated earlier and set the plasma speed to 30,000 meters per second. That's fast for sure, but not unreasonable. Space produces plasma way faster than that. The required mass flow is force divided by speed, approximately 0.13 kilograms per second. The power required is 1/2 force times velocity, which comes out to 60 megawatts. But what we're really interested in is the torque on Scott's neck. Let's assume the distance from the base of his skull to his eyes is 10 centimeters. Then the torque is the force from his eyes times the distance to the back of his skull, which is 400 Newton meters. Human necks only manage tens of Newton meters, so naturally Scott's neck should break.
That's a load of baloney, Professor.
Scott, language!
Well, it is. I don't shoot beams at 30,000 meters per second. He just makes up numbers to make me look stupid.
Well, actually, we didn't even use the equations for a plasma jet to come to that conclusion. I just wanted to show them to you. I am a teacher after all.
Then why wouldn't shooting light break my neck? We just reused the force we calculated there.
Well, it would, but the whole shooting lasers thing is a real can of worms. Plasma is much more realistic, but not for your neck, since, it still gets snapped.
Summer's neck be like, I have neck pain.
Logan, that doesn't even make any sense.
Neither do your powers.
My honor! As an aside, you should be pushed backwards when you fire your blast. Dividing force by mass, we calculate your acceleration to be 50 meters per second squared. Assuming you have good shoes, we set the coefficient of friction to 0.8. We can then estimate the friction on the floor to be equal to that coefficient times your weight, approximately 627 newtons. This is much less than the 4,000 newtons of recoil you experience, so friction can't stop it. You slide backwards instantly.
Summers be like, time to fire my blast. I sure hope I don't hit the wall behind me. Ow! I hit the wall behind me. Who put that wall behind me?
The standard for humor these days has dropped concerningly low.
You know what isn't dropping low? The temperature when you fire your optic blast.
Nice segue, Professor.
I do try.
You're not going to use the T word, are you?
Tacos? Are we getting tacos?
I'm so hungry!
Thermodynamics.
Curse you, physics!
Switching from light to plasma is a thermodynamic nightmare. Let's actually use some of those plasma jet numbers we calculated earlier. We calculated your beam's power to be 60 megawatts, remember? Well, guess what, Scott? Not all of that power is going to be perfectly efficient. A fraction of it will be converted to heat.
You're going to start doing math now, aren't you?
That's my line, bub.
The equation we'll be using is this. It's a little scary looking, I admit. It's called the Stefan-Boltzmann law, and it allows us to calculate thermal radiation. The radiated power is equal to the product of emissivity, Stefan-Boltzmann constant, surface area of the hot object emitting the radiation, and the difference between the fourth power of the object's surface temperature and the ambient temperature. This may seem abstract, but you actually already know this. You know, for example, that a large hot surface emits lots of heat, and a smaller, colder surface doesn't. This equation is simply a way to quantify that.
Professor, could you please use it to show how stupid Scott is?
Same question, but replace Scott with Summers.
I'd be happy to. Let's be optimistic and assume Scott's eyes are 90% efficient. We calculated the plasma beam to have a power of 60 megawatts, so the radiated power lost as heat is 10% of that, 6 megawatts. Emissivity is 0.9 since we set efficiency to 90%. Let's also assume that the area of the beam is approximately 0.01 square meters. Then, after we plug in all of those numbers and do a little rearranging, we calculate the beam's surface temperature to be a whopping 10,000 kelvins. That's almost twice as hot as the surface of the sun.
Professor, that's utterly ridiculous!
You're telling me, Bob?
I really need to look into copyright law.
This short optic blast, which sends towed backwards, produces a heat hotter than the sun. And honestly, it should really be hotter because 90% efficiency was very generous. 70% is closer to real plasma devices, and in that case, the heat is twice as much. Here's a drawing to illustrate what your body should be experiencing when you fire your blast.
Did you draw this with your feet?
Summers, what the hell?
You're not the man I fell in love with anymore.
My artistic skills aside, your visor should be a miniature sun during the blast, which begs the question, how exactly does your visor stop your beam? be?
You, of all people, should know better than anyone. My visor absorbs the energy.
Yeah, no. I don't really think that makes sense. At these intensities, it should turn your visor into a hot plate. Every watt of power removed from the beam is a watt of heat absorbed by your visor. It would instantly melt or fracture.
Well, it obviously wouldn't because it's made from ruby quartz.
Scott, neither ruby nor quartz are going to stop this. Ruby is brittle and not very good at absorbing heat. Quartz tolerates heat, but it doesn't just magic away megawatts. Honestly, sapphire or diamond would be better, but even they would need cooling under a laser this powerful.
A laser? I thought we decided that his beams can't be lasers.
Well, the beam being a laser is the only way absorption makes any sense. If it was plasma, then you'd need magnetic fields to bend it. You'd basically need a fusion reactor on his face.
How do his eyes even shoot lasers? Aren't they meant to sense stuff, not emit stuff?
Correct! Your eye is basically a wet camera. The cornea and lens focus incoming light onto the retina. The lens certainly doesn't focus outgoing beams. For that, you'd need a nozzle, bringing us into the realm of engineering, not biology.
Can you even see while firing the laser?
Of course I can see. How else do you think I aim it?
Well, if you're firing lasers, then you really shouldn't be able to see. Lasers are just light, so the inside of your eyes would be flooded with it. There would be harsh glare while firing.
And if you're firing plasma, then your eyes are probably gonna melt anyway, along with the rest of your face.
To be honest, I don't think the beam would be very precise. If it just follows your eye motion, then it should be jittering, since eyes make tiny adjustments all the time.
And how can your eyelids even stop the beam? They're just meant to protect eyes from dust.
Maybe his eyes turn off the beam before closing the eyelids?
Well, that just sounds like an accident waiting to happen. Like what if he blinks while shooting the beams? I doubt his eyelids are going to appreciate that.
Shouldn't they constantly be getting burned when his eyes are closed anyway?
Great point, Wolverine.
So now it's 3 against 1, huh? Let's all pick on Cyclops.
Come on, bub, don't take it personally.
Yeah, if we wanted to get personal, we'd say your brother has way better powers than you.
Jean!
I'm afraid she's right. Your eyes are literally the worst place to fire beams from. The hands or chest would make far more sense for recoil, heat, and aiming. Plus, your vision would be unimpacted.
Havoc wins hands down because, he can fire from his chest too, so he doesn't need his hands.
You know, Scott, you're basically the only X-Man that can't control their power.
What about you?
I'm bound to a cosmic firebird god, so that doesn't count.
Yes, Summers, that doesn't count.
It is worrying that you haven't gotten any better at controlling it. You have the most dangerous, least flexible power, and you're the leader? Oh, hey, it's Cyclops, the guy who shoots nukes out of his eyes. He's blind while doing that, by the way. Want to go on a mission with him?
That was very funny, Professor.
I know my audience.
Guys, Summers has a sun in each eye socket.
Dear God, you're right. His powers are incredible.
Yeah, not so lame now, am I?
We could be planetary threat buddies.
I was kind of hoping we could be more than buddies, but sure.
We need to put you in a Death Star and keep the world in line.
Magneto's already got one of those. We gotta kick him out.
Say no more, team. Leave this to me.
Oh, actually, your powers don't work against him.
What?
Well, a laser is just light, which is just a form of electromagnetic radiation, and Magnus is the master of magnetism, so...
Well, what if I shoot plasma?
Plasma's electrically charged, and electricity and magnetism are deeply connected, so, yeah, not gonna work.
You suck,
You
Summers.
can't even beat Magneto? What a joke.
Wow, talk about whiplash.
Sure, that's not from your eye lasers. That's all, folks. Repeat after me. I am Gambit.
Gambit.
I am Gambit.
Je suis Gambit.
Professor, we've been at this for hours.
English cannot handle my elegance.
Translation?
He said he's slicker than a greased pig at a county fair.
Translation?
He likes being French.
Gambit's from Louisiana, not France, you insensitive fool.
Jamais Paris.
It's a little early for a party, sugar.
Professor, I am disgusted.
I understand your frustration, but unfortunately, HR insists we treat Hank as a person.
That job with the Avengers is looking real tempting right about now.
No, not that. My powers. You completely misrepresented them. Scott, the stuff you're shooting out of your eyes is clearly light or plasma. What else could it be? Punch beams.
Pardon?
Pure kinetic force from the punch dimension.
From the punch dimension?
Scott, force isn't something which can exist on its own. It's an interaction between objects, not a tangible substance. Tell it to my punch beams.
Sugar, the punch dimension ain't been canon for over a dang decade.
I don't care. My eyes absorb sunlight, and they open portals to the punch dimension, and the punch beams travel through the portals, and red is the color of the kinetic punch.
Oh dear goodness.
Get that useless of cheese away from my baguette.
Stop laughing. None of you should be laughing. You're all wrong. Don't you know how wrong you are?
You lose.
Good day, sir.
Nice job, Hank.
I hate people with stupid powers.
Did someone say stupid powers?
Sacre bleu. That man is blue.
Me or him?
Relax, everyone. It's just Kurt.
Actually, Professor, I prefer Nightcrawler.
And I prefer my demon steak cooking in Hell's Kitchen.
Translation?
He said he ain't serving super to no dang devil boy.
Translation?
So, how does your teleporting work? That seems kind of extremely dumb.
Nonsense, Hank. Kurt's teleportation makes perfect scientific sense. Allow me to explain. Consider, if you will, a moving car. You watch the car drive past you from left to right. Simple, right? What about a train? It's a bit faster, sure, but you can still see it. But what about a bullet? Can your eyes see that? If I took the gun I keep fondly in the arm of my chair at all times and fired it at Gambit, would he be able to react? Assuming there's no obstacles in my path, when I pull the trigger, does the bullet not instantly appear inside him? Is this really any different than teleportation?
Okay, hold on. I want to shoot Gambit as much as the next guy, but the bullet obviously doesn't teleport.
What terrible crime has Gambit committed to deserve such hate?
I think it's your highly offensive accent, my friend.
Pot meat kettle.
A bullet travels through the air. Everyone knows that.
Then what about an electron traveling at nearly the speed of light?
No, that's not teleporting.
Then how do you define teleporting?
Instantly traveling from point A to point B.
That's what I'm saying. If an object travels fast enough, then for all practical purposes, it can be said to teleport.
But it's objectively wrong.
That may be so, but the net result is the same as teleporting. It can be treated as teleporting.
So you're basically saying Nightcrawler has super speed?
Have you seen how fast he crawls up walls? He'd give Spider-Man a run for his money.
Now that'd be something, because that boy couldn't pay attention, much less a bill.
Do not badmouth my arachnid friend.
It's true, I'm afraid. Spider-Man is a broke bitch.
I will not tolerate this slander.
What will you do?
I will yell aggressively at you.
How else does one yell?
Curse your logic.
Just think about it, Professor. Nightcrawler obviously doesn't have super speed. His body wouldn't be able to withstand those huge accelerations.
And if he could do all that, why he's getting hurt in the first place?
And what's of the sonic booms, eh? Every time he vanish, Gambit's poor ears go kaboom!
They are right, Professor. I am very agile, but I do not possess the super speed.
Okay, fine. Classical mechanics can't explain your teleporting because the answer lies in relativity.
We just said he doesn't have super speed. So how will going near the speed of light help?
No, not special relativity, my visually displeasing colleague.
Dude.
General relativity. Let's say I have a sheet of paper, a dot is drawn on the left of the sheet, and another dot is drawn on the right. Tell me, what is the shortest distance between the two dots?
Shoot, that one's easy as pie, Professor. It's obviously a straight line.
Aha, but what if I folded the paper so that the two dots overlapped? Is that not shorter still?
Le cheater!
I agree with the homeless man. That is cheating.
Do I look homeless?
Does a schnitzel look divine?
Kurt, darling, now ain't the time to talk about your sexual preferences.
You see, space and time are linked together, like threads in the same cosmic fabric. If one could bend that fabric sharply enough, then two distinct points in space are momentarily side by side. I propose that Nightcrawler does exactly that each time he teleports.
You are proposing to Nightcrawler?
Gambit, stop being so darn stupid.
I don't know how.
That's all well and good, Professor, but to do that, he'd need energy comparable to a star. And unless his breakfast consists of nuclear fusion, I don't see how that's possible.
I start every morning with milk and honey.
You're religious?
Yeah, very much so.
Mind show me how you pray?
Yes, of course. Please point me in the direction of Mecca.
Kurt's one of the most powerful X-Men, Hank. Don't underestimate him.
First of all, he's here at best. And second, he can't possibly have enough energy to bend space-time. If he did, he'd rip the planet in half. Plus, he'd be glowing. I mean, his eyes are already kind of glowing, but like all of him would be glowing.
I must agree with the disrespectful bastard. I do not bend space-time, Professor.
Okay, fine. Well, that's actually for the best, because I have an even better theory for how you teleport. Quantum tunneling.
I only know 0 of those words.
Gambit, darling, you're too dumb to be an X-Man.
At least I do not dress like a whore.
I'll have you know this outfit's tactical.
Look at this picture. I can guarantee their attention is just now spiked. What would your mother think of this shameless bakery sale?
Considering the circumstances, probably the same as mine.
Hey, would you all kindly shut the hell up?
Begging your pardon, Professor.
Gambit fashionably says sorry.
Mine apologies, Professor.
So you're probably wondering what quantum tunneling is, right? Allow me to explain in a way that even a general audience can understand.
This should be good.
Quantum is the world of the very small, and in that world things are very strange indeed. In that world you can never be sure where exactly something is, and not only that, but you can never be sure how fast something is moving either. This variability in position and momentum is what we call Heisenberg's uncertainty principle.
Ah, Herr Heisenberg. Wunderbar.
You know this guy?
But of course, I visited him and Herr Schrödinger many times.
Hate to be the bearer of bad news, but Schrödinger was actually kind of a disgusting piece of shit.
Well, I didn't know him that well.
Yes, feel free to look up Schrödinger's horrifying personal life after this conversation. But for now, tunneling, this strange quantum world which I just described, is actually our own world. And since we never know for sure where a particle is, it can sometimes show up in the most unexpected of places. It tunnels through barriers to get to where it shouldn't be able to go. The quantum tunneling of electrons is what lets your your USB and solid-state drives store information. It is responsible for the nuclear fusion in our sun. Without it, life itself would cease to exist.
And how's all that supposed to explain Nightcrawler's teleporting?
Well, it's rather obvious, isn't it? We must think of Nightcrawler's powers as manipulating probability. He simply increases the uncertainty in his position until it extends to the area he wants to teleport to. Then he rapidly decreases the uncertainty, effectively snapping him into his new position.
Okay, but quantum tunneling only makes sense in the quantum world. Nightcrawler is way too massive for it to work.
While Kurt may be macroscopic, we can model him as a system of microscopic particles, and those definitely can tunnel.
True, but then all of his particles need to tunnel to his new position at exactly the same time and arrange themselves in exactly the same way to make up his body for every teleport.
Well, he doesn't teleport that much.
It's at least a dozen times per day, Professor.
This is Infinity Stone levels of melt.
He basically had to reverse Thanos snap himself every time he poofs like that.
Okay, fine. Well, I actually have another theory.
It's fine to say you don't know, Charles.
Don't you Charles me, goddammit! Quantum tunneling may not explain Kurt's teleportation, but quantum entanglement does!
Is that a euphemism for the hanky-panky?
Get your brain out of the gutter, you big meatball.
Meatball! I am a croissant, not a meatball!
It's the same dang thing.
Watch your filthy mouth, you uncultured swine!
There ain't nothing wrong with my mouth.
You are a rotten creme brulee!
I ought to knock your teeth out. Who'd you think you are?
The name's Gambit. Remember it.
Is this normal?
Buddy, you're talking to a polite gorilla in a lab coat.
Could people please pay attention to me?
Ever so sorry, sugar.
Quantum entanglement between a pair of particles means that they share a quantum state, no matter how far they are. The two particles are linked so strongly that they can't be fully described on their own. They must be described together. I propose that Nightcrawler's teleportation is just that. He builds a quantum link between his departure spot and arrival spot so that they act as a single coordinate system.
Translation?
He's proposing Nightcrawler ties a quantum knot between where he is and where he wants to be.
Translation?
He makes here and there the same place.
Who knew communication skills were so important?
I have no idea what you just said.
The pair of particles are so strongly linked that measuring a property of one instantaneously influences the corresponding property of the other. Einstein called this spooky action at a distance, as he believed it meant faster than light information transfer. He simply refused to believe any reasonable definition of reality could be expected to permit this.
I thought Einstein was onto that physics mumbo-jumbo.
He certainly was, but not with the quantum theory we know today. Einstein refused to accept its foundations. Though he acknowledged that quantum mechanics made astonishingly accurate predictions, he believed its probabilistic nature meant it couldn't be the full story. God does not play dice. He spent decades searching for a deeper deterministic theory that would restore order and reject randomness. It was brilliant work that ultimately led nowhere. He spent a lifetime searching for a certainty that may not exist.
Professor, that's so tragic.
It was Herr Schrodinger's fault. Him and his damn equation.
To be fair, Schrodinger didn't know his equation would upheave our understanding of reality in such a dramatic way. He just wanted to describe how electrons moved. He didn't think a wave was how everything could be described.
You're being fair to the guy who fancied people less than half his age.
Fair point.
But Professor, entanglement does not move matter or information, so you're not actually traveling faster than light.
Excellent, Gambit.
You could understand him?
I've been reading your minds this whole conversation. How else do you think I can communicate with you three?
But I'm understandable, right, Professor?
Shut up, Hank. Anyway, quantum entanglement solves everything since the speed of light isn't being violated. Problem solved.
He is moving mass when he teleports. Entanglement does not move matter, Professor.
I'm afraid the people with the insulting accents are correct.
Fine! Then he just jumps across the multiverse.
He does what now?
He jumps across the multiverse, Hank. Each teleport is him disappearing from this universe and reappearing in a parallel one identical to ours.
And you're satisfied with that theory?
Well, why not? How else does it make sense?
You are actually quite close, Professor. I travel through hell.
You what now?
Yes, I open a portal to an alternative dimension. The Brimstone dimension. That is why there is a sulfur smell when I teleport.
You travel through hell?
Well, it's not literally hell. I mean, sure, it's full of fire and pain and tortured souls. My father is actually trapped there. The dimension is linked to his lineage.
Your father is the king of hell?
No. He's not Satan. See, here's a picture of him. He has a handsome smile, yeah?
But how are you teleporting?
I initiate a biochemical reaction in my brain, yeah? But don't worry, I'm not telepathic.
What is the bump sound?
It is the rapid inflush of air filling the vacuum where I was. Simple physics, right, Professor?
You're literally a demon.
How do you know where you're teleporting to?
It is quite funny. I align myself with Earth's magnetic field. North-south teleports are easier since I can align better.
Magnetism is what helps you teleport?
Yeah, Herr Beast. I can't exactly rely on my eyes now, can I?
Your father is Satan.
So, Magneto can mess with your teleporting if he wanted to.
Oh yes, he counters a lot of X-Men actually. Good thing he just throws cars at us, yeah?
What if you teleport into a wall?
Then I would most likely die. But it's not all bad news. Momentum is conserved across teleports, so I'm not violating the conservation of momentum. Yeah, Professor? Professor?
Because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle and above every beast of the field.
Professor, what are you doing?
Upon thy belly thou shalt go, and dust shalt thou eat all the days of thy life.
Why are you saying to me these things?
And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. Thou shalt worship the Lord thy God, and him only shalt thou serve. Thou art a fence unto me, for thou savorest not the things that be of God, but those that be of men. I am a servant of the secret fire, wielder of the flame of Aenor. The dark fire will not avail you, flame of Udun. Go back to the shadow!
Wat se putain is happening?
Fly, you fools! Pater noster, quiescen celis. You ne nos inducas in tentacion. Shall not! Sed libera nos amolem! Jolly good show, Magnus. I'm always down for a good exorcism.
You saved us.
My hero.
3 cheers for the master of magnetism. Hip hip hooray!
Hooray!
Hip hip hooray!
Hooray!
Hip hip hooray!
Hooray!
Charles, please. You're making me blush. To me, my X-Men, I have something very important to tell you.
You're retiring? You're dying?
You will be initiating a special military operation in the Donbass?
I don't mean to be rude, but where are the good X-Men?
Whatever do you mean, Professor? I'm tough. Check this out.
The motherland yearns for your youthful blood.
Well, I was kind of thinking Jean, Cyclops, Wolverine.
You mean unstable redheads and growling anger biter?
Fair point, but do you know which X-Men is secretly the strongest? Gambit!
Danger, mon ami. A croissant is stuck in my shoe. This NATO puppet is mightier than me.
What are his powers? Doesn't he just throw stuff?
He does much more than that. Gambit, why don't you tell them?
Don't worry, little chicken. Gambit will put your eggs to good use in my omelette.
You've been sweet-talking poultry behind my back?
I flirt with ingredients. It's how the food tastes better.
Well, I swear, if I catch you whispering to that chicken again...
It's not cheating if it clocks.
Okay, how about I explain it instead? So Gambit can throw things, right? Big whoop. Everyone can do that. It's as easy as walking. But he doesn't just throw it. He charges it as well.
Charges it with what? Electricity?
Certainly not. With pure kinetic energy.
And how on earth does he do that?
It is quite simple. First, you establish dominance with Bear. If Bear resists, you become heavier.
What in tarnation do you think I am?
You do not fear the bear. You fear the cold. Cold teaches discipline.
Close, Piotr. He actually charges it using the object's potential energy. You see, potential energy is stored energy. It's energy that exists that hasn't been released yet. Think of a rock on a cliff, for example, or the loaded gun I keep safely in the arm of my chair. Gambit transforms that potential energy into kinetic energy, the energy of movement. And if he does it fast enough, he creates an explosion. That's all explosions are, after all, just potential energy being converted into kinetic energy in a fast manner.
Oui, very impressive. Please admire the coat.
You ain't never buy me no fancy coat.
They do not have it in your size.
So now you call me fat, is that right?
Your hip-to-waist ratio is abnormally high. In the motherland, waist-to-hip is the better ratio. It is sign of much fertility.
I would love to visit your land one day, Colossus.
Never fear, little one. We will bring our land to you.
That's why he uses cards. They're small and easy to charge, but he can't convert all of a card's potential energy into kinetic energy. Most of an object's potential energy is locked in stable atomic and chemical bonds. If he converted all of that, then the object would just disintegrate into gas or plasma. I mean, he's certainly not unlocking E = mc squared levels of energy.
If he cannot level a continent, then he is of no strategic use.
You know, theoretically, my powers can create nukes.
Comrade, why don't we discuss you?
Because no one knows who she is.
I do a lot around here, Professor. People know me. Tell them, Rogue. Girl, I ain't got a darn clue what your name is, but I like your attitude.
Gambit makes things go boom.
Some stuff hold more boom than other stuff, but it always booms.
Beautifully put, Gambit. Those English lessons weren't a massive waste of money after all.
Gambit, listen carefully. As at times, Gambits think about cheese.
Do those tiny cards really pack enough of a punch?
They do! The card's small mass is just the right size for him to hurt, but not kill people. If he wanted to do that, he'd use his staff. In addition to clobbering people over the head, it gives him a reliable way to charge things without using his bare hands.
In my village, real men stand next to explosions.
In your village, real men are dead.
Not so. My uncle survived 3 explosions, an avalanche, and his own wedding.
But wait, how does he charge things through his staff? Isn't that dangerous?
Quite the opposite. It protects him from hot surfaces, for example.
Gambit's chest is hottest surface there is. Gambit have 5 hairs on it. Nearly 6.
But if he charges things through his staff, then why doesn't the staff explode? Do his powers somehow skip the staff? How does that work?
Psst. Gambit, what do I tell her?
Just move on to a topic they won't ask questions about. I'm running out of food-related jokes.
Are you, like, racist? Are we, like, racist?
What are you two muttering about?
Who wants creme brulee? You touch the top, crack the sugar, then you nap.
Speaking of nap, how about we discuss Gambit's psionic shield?
How do you connect sleeping with a shield?
Silence, Russia.
The collapse of the USSR was the greatest geopolitical catastrophe of the century.
Yoda, darling, is there anything we could do to help?
A small loan of $300 billion would be nice.
Boy, who do you think I am? Your bottomless piggy bank?
I would not say that your bottom resembles a pig's, but I would say the name's Gambit. Remember it.
My head hurts.
That's because you don't have a psionic shield. Gambit has it, and it protects him from telepathic attacks.
I don't understand why his powers do that, though.
It's a side effect of his kinetic energy. He's constantly handling kinetic energy in his body, which produces a sort of static interference that makes telepathy difficult. If he charges an object and holds it near his forehead, he creates a stronger interference.
So, are you saying that telepathy is basically a radio wave that can be interfered with? Is that really how your powers work, Professor?
No one's interested in how telepathy works.
I am.
It sounds most interesting. Gambit can smell the meld from here.
No, we're not talking about how stupid telepathy is. Let's instead discuss Gambit's hypnotic charm.
He's easy on the eyes, sure, but he ain't no hypnotist.
Kinda smells like smoke.
My cousin Pavel has a similar scent. Becoming a grandfather has taken its toll.
Sounds like the poor kid's been through hell.
He is not kid. He turns 19 last month. He has lived a long life.
No. When I say hypnotic charm, I mean it literally. Gambit has a psionic influence which makes him charming and appealing. He uses his voice to hypnotize people into liking him.
Gambit, that ain't one of your powers, is it?
Now, Shelly. I don't make anyone do anything. I just talk real quiet, real close, and add plenty of butter.
But wait a sec, isn't that what everyone does?
Jubilee, if everyone spoke like Gambit, I would have introduced you to the gun I keep in the arm of my chair. Did I mention I keep a gun in the arm of my chair? I work at a school, you know.
No, think about it. Everyone uses their voice to try to make people like them. Like, that's not even a power at all.
In my village, if a man tries to be liked, winter kills him.
Well, whatever. We're all energy at the end of the day, and Gambit can manipulate energy, so deal with it. The point remains that this man's power is charging, but it has limitations. Larger objects take longer to charge. Makes sense, since if he wants to make the whole object explosive, then there's more potential energy he needs to convert.
That is why the playing cards work so well.
What happens if you run out?
Sugar, Gambit will have lost long before he runs out.
Thank you for the compliment.
And he can't charge organic matter, so he can't make a person explode.
I do not have this limitation.
Why can't he do that? He can make everything else explode.
Well, it's a long story, but basically Gambit's powers were going out of control, so he went to Mr. Sinister for help. So Sinister removed some of his brain tissue and eureka! Problem solved.
This explains a lot, actually.
Why would he go to Sinister? Isn't he a bad guy?
Yes, but this was before he joined the X-Men. Our Gambit was a bit of a scoundrel back then.
Gambit used to steal equipment. Now he only steals hearts and occasionally pastries.
But without his power dampeners from Mr. Sinister, he's an Omega-level mutant. I mean, his powers are really just manipulating energy. If he can charge anything, he can charge everything. He could turn off your emotions. They're just chemical reactions after all. Or he could make you permanently weak, barely able to walk and breathe. Hell, he could take away your mutant abilities. He can just remove the potential energy required for the chemical reactions for a mutant to release their power. Or he could make your power work against you. like Wolverine's healing factor. He could touch something once, then decide later when and how it releases energy. If you shake his hand, he will own your life. He could prevent energy transfer to his own body, making him invulnerable. Punches don't land, heat doesn't burn. Or he could set an upper limit on how much usable energy can exist in a region, enslaving us but giving us just enough energy to work. He decides how much energy something is allowed to have. He is the master of life and death. He could make you explode, make the air explode, make the earth explode. Or he could if, Mr. Sinister didn't give him brain damage.
Well, it's a good thing our Gambit's a few biscuits shy of the basket, ain't it?
Yes, very funny. Oh, Gambit missing a part of his brain. Oh, but Gambit will remember what you say. Oh, and then one day, kaboom! Bye-bye.
Quickly, my X-Men! Stop him before he regains his Omega-level powers!
Professor, you're shooting Colossus!
Your ammunition is weak. You should demand a refund.
I can't help it. He's so disgustingly Russian.
Where the bolts bounce and hit Rome!
Why has Russia done this? Say, Hank, why are you blue again?
Professor, we've been over this. I tried to cure my mutation, but it backfired, and now I'm blue.
Yes, but can't you just be orange?
Orange is a much better color for a Catman.
I'd like you more if you were orange.
No, I can't be orange. What do you want me to do? Keep experimenting on myself until my color changes?
Why, yes, actually. That would be rather tickety-boo.
Top notch, old chap.
Get the butter out, mate. I'm gonna sort out Brecky.
When was the last time you washed those claws?
When was the last time Beast was attractive?
Oh, good heavens! Capital! Absolute capital!
The way you guys treat me, I might just go and join Magneto.
Turn yourself orange, Hank, or I'm mind-blasting you. Nuking the mutants!
By my stars and garters, Magneto! Are you here to save me?
Which part of nuking the mutants didn't you understand?
But I thought you and the Professor were best friends / secret lovers.
You, what?
I've been writing fan fiction.
I'm sick of you silly little X-Men getting in my way. You are either with me or against me.
That's what you said in my fan fiction before throwing the Professor against a wall.
I think we're a bad influence on her.
Do something, Charles.
Jubilee's a lost cause. She pays for Crunchyroll Premium.
I mean Magneto. Mind blast him or something.
Oh, I can't do that. He's wearing his helmet. That's right. His helmet makes me completely impervious to telepathic attacks.
And how does that work?
How does that work? Well, it, obviously, blocks the, Charles, what exactly are you doing when you use your telepathy again? Oh, we don't need to discuss that.
Well, we kinda do if we want to understand how Magneto's helmet works.
Like, clearly it's blocking something, but what?
No, I refuse. I'll never explain my powers. You can't make me. Jubilee, dear, care to read us some of your work?
As Magneto's helmet slipped from his fingers, Charles felt his thoughts rush in. Their minds touched at last, and neither of them pulled away.
Dear God, that's dreadful. Explain them, Charles, or this pain shall continue.
Magneto's thoughts brushed against his again, deliberate this time, but he was checking whether Charles would stop him. He didn't.
Okay, fine. I'll explain how my damn powers work.
Isn't it painful for you too?
It's probably about a 4.
Really? That low?
Out of 5. 5 is the camps.
Like band camp?
Shut up, beast! So anyway, you want to know how my powers work. Fine. The truth is, it's basically just a radio signal. Thoughts are information. Information can be encoded, and encoded information can be transmitted. Telepathy is just one brain transmitting information and another brain receiving it. Exactly like how a radio picks up a signal. And what information are you transmitting? A pattern of thoughts, emotions, and intentions, of course. And the brain already runs on electricity, so there's always a faint broadcast for me to pick up and transmit to. Naturally, a powerful telepath such as myself is both a strong transmitter and receiver, so I can both sense a person's thoughts and influence them with my own.
Then how come it doesn't work on Magneto?
Oh, my silly Jubilee. His helmet is simply a signal blocker. That's all it is, really, and Cerebro is a signal booster. It amplifies weak brain signals, like Wolverine's.
I beg your pardon?
Well, now that that's cleared up, how about we go get brunch? If you could all cook me up Eggs Benedicts, that'd be wonderful. Or as I like to call it, Eggs Telekinetic. Oh, my. Oh.
Professor, nothing you just said makes any sense.
You see, Hank, Benedict and telekinetic both end with a similar phonetic structure, and so I merely substituted the one for
Brains aren't antennas. Signals produced by the brain aren't good for long range. They'll weaken quickly.
Well, maybe yours do, since you're stupid. Am I right, my X-Men? Charles, he's smarter than you.
He can also walk.
Yeah, definitely a bad influence.
The world is full of noise and interference. If a person's brain signal was just a radio wave, then phones and Wi-Fi would drown it out.
How about I drown you out in a bathtub?
And even if you can detect a signal, how do you translate that into words and images and meaning?
You smell like a cat, Hank. A dirty, unwashed cat.
And if Magneto's helmet blocks the signal, why can't other objects? What makes the helmet so special?
It complements the sick drip rather well.
Can you get me one?
Never!
Why won't people buy me things?
Radio waves can be easily blocked and detected, Charles. They're just part of the electromagnetic spectrum, which, guess what, Magneto can also control. So why would he even need his helmet in the first place?
I, the Eternal, he's right. Jubilee, punish us with another reading of your fan fiction.
Charles felt his heart do that stupid fluttery thing it never did. Like his mind was blushing. Magneto's presence was warm and intense and somehow smelled like metal. He should have said something, but he didn't.
No more of this sickening drivel, Jubilee. You can't gun in the arm of my chair your way out of this one, Charles.
So you saved Jubilee from bullets, but when it comes to me, you rip my skeleton out? What gives, Maggie?
My name's Magneto.
I thought it was Eric.
It was originally Max.
Very well, Magnus. The source of my powers makes sense if you consider the Scion. The who? Scion! It's a new undiscovered particle which is the force carrier of telepathy. You see, brains don't just produce electrical activity, they also produce a faint Scion emission. A telepath's brain can both detect Scions and emit them.
But what if it is a Scion?
It's a special mind signal that carries information more directly than sound or radio. The Scion signal is already structured around mental states, so it's easy to extract meaning from it. Cerebro is simply a Scion amplifier, and Magneto's helmet is made of a very special material which absorbs them. So, anyway, about that breakfast.
You realize this explanation is even stupider than your last one, right?
I'm not stupid. I have a big brain inside my big head.
Kind of looks like an egg.
I want to crack it open and scoop out all the goodness.
Let me write that down.
Dear heavens, girl, what is wrong with you?
Fanfiction is how I cope with the trauma of giant killer robots trying to murder me.
Well, aren't you just adorable?
If Scions exist, why hasn't anyone detected them? Real particles usually leave measurable traces.
Our telepaths have detected them.
And how does a brain produce particles? That's a big statement for chemistry and physics.
Because we're mutants, obviously.
If brains are constantly emitting and receiving Scions, where's the physical cost? Why is there no heat or fatigue or measurable changes?
Because we're mutants, obviously.
But you can read the minds of non-mutants. So non-mutant brains must be emitting the particle too, yeah? So you didn't really answer his questions.
Logan, buddy, I have a bullet right here with your name on it if you're not careful.
Guys, did you hear that? He called me buddy.
Scions carry detailed information and ignore distance and pass through most matter, yeah? Kinda sounds like a magic particle.
It's absolutely not magic. How dare you use the M word in this house? The M word is very welcome in my house. You know, because I'm Magneto and Magnus and sometimes Max.
Your humor is cringe.
Fair enough.
And if science are part of nature, why are there literally no traces of them?
Because they interact extremely weakly with matter.
You know another particle which interacts weakly with matter? The neutrino, whose existence was proposed almost 100 years ago, and which was successfully detected 70 years ago.
The Beast is right.
It's just Beast, actually.
Shut up, Beast. Fire the fanfiction cannon.
That metal in Charles' chair shuddered softly before lifting off the ground, before moving closer to Magneto's face. Magneto was so strong, kind of like Colossus. Colossus is really tall and buff and has a cute accent. He's way too good for Kitty. Kitty's a stupid bitch.
Okay, that's quite enough.
Damn, it was finally getting good.
Quantum entanglement. Telepathy is when two minds share a deep, hidden connection. This connection comes from entanglement, which is when two systems become linked such that their states are correlated.
You're just trying to confuse us with quantum physics, aren't you?
My mutant power allows me to entangle parts of my brain activity with someone else's. Once the link is established, I don't need to broadcast thoughts outwards. I just read the correlation.
Are you even a real professor?
Cerebro helps me establish entanglement, and Magneto's helmet conveniently breaks the correlations before they start to form.
Shall I explain why that makes no sense?
I mean, you really don't have to.
How do you set up the quantum link?
With my big juicy brain.
Brains are full of tiny quantum effects, which could break the correlation.
As tiny as your reproductive organs.
How do you maintain the entanglement? How do you pick out a specific person's mind? How do you control their minds?
It's an imagined post-quantum framework operating on local neural coherence with dynamically stabilized wave function alignment.
What language are you even speaking?
English, dear beast. I'm speaking English. Charles, you're being very naughty, not telling us the secret to your bullshit powers. And for that, you must suffer!
Magneto lifted Charles out of his chair and slammed him against the wall. It hurt, but he didn't care. All he cared about was what Magneto would do next. The metal in the walls pinned Charles in place like a fun tickle. Magneto stepped closer.
Enough! Fine. I'll tell you the secret of my powers.
At this point, I'm more interested in the fanfiction.
This dangerous knowledge you mustn't tell a soul. But telepathy isn't communication at all. I don't send thoughts. I interact with a single underlying description of everything. The universal wave function.
By my stars and garters, it exists?
Yes, Hank, it does. The universal wave function. The single mathematical object that describes the entire universe at once. Most telepaths don't even know that's how their powers work. You mustn't tell a soul. You mustn't!
Is anyone else confused?
The universal wave function, Jubilee. Instead of every particle having its own separate description, the universal wave function contains all particles, all fields, all interactions, all possible outcomes. Together, in one complete state. Every atom, every thought, every event.
Exactly. My powers allow me to locate the part of the wave function containing a person's mind. Distance doesn't matter as I'm not sending anything through space. The information is already there. I'm simply accessing it.
Isn't this just reality manipulation?
What? No. If this universal wave function contains everything inside it, why are you limited to just telepathy?
Yeah, you could probably make a person explode, right?
He makes Magneto explode in my fanfiction.
And you could stop any attack before it happens! How did I even catch you off guard today? Well, I'm waiting for someone to make me brunch, so I'm a little peckish.
Does anyone even have personal privacy anymore then?
Do we even have free will? I don't know. Who cares? Feed me soup!
Professor, you blinded me with the promise of beautiful physics. How dare you?
And I would have gotten away with it too, if it weren't for the meddling kid. 80-year-old and 180-year-old.
Hey everyone, how's it going?
Not bad. Chuck here was just explaining how telepathy works.
Oh, so you told them it's magic then?
Jean, may I have a word?
You didn't mention astral projection, that metaphysical dimension of thought and psychic energy which we project ourselves into to influence people, which dodges explanations instead of providing one? Classic magic! Anyway, who wants some brunch?
I never should have adopted you! By the devil, how many bullets does he have in that thing?
Charles realized nothing would ever be the same again, even if they both pretended it would be. Also, Kitty got stuck in a wall and died. The end.
It is over, X-Men!
Professor, Magneto's attacking the mansion.
That's the third time this month, and it shall be the last. You have gotten in my way for too long. Now it ends.
Well, you picked a pretty bad day to attack, Magneto, because we've got a full house.
I've got 6 reasons for you to walk away, bub. Go ahead, comrade. Try to move me.
Come a little closer, sugar, and let's get physical.
Blink, and you'll miss me.
Be gone! Chill out, Chrome Dome. For a man of magnetism, you seem strangely attracted to failure.
I'ma blow you up!
What she said, but in French.
I'm also here.
See, Magneto? You may as well give up.
No, he's going to kill us.
But, Professor, we outnumber him 12-1.
Yes, but you see, Magnus's powers are total bullshit, and he hard counters literally all of you.
Some of us, sure, but not all of us.
Listen to your teacher, boy. He speaks the truth.
You're strong, yeah, but you're not countering 12 X-Men. That's impossible, isn't it?
Very well. Let's start with Wolverine.
Come on, Mags. Everyone already knows you're my counter.
Well, there's no harm in reminding them that your skeleton is encased with metal, right?
That depends on whether you're gonna rip my spine out or not.
True, I could do that. Or I could control you, have you attack your teammates, make silly poses. Really, the possibilities are endless.
And despite all that, I somehow still snuck up on you and delivered a fatal wound. The universe sure does have a sense of humor, huh?
Says the 5-foot friend-zone furry.
I beg your pardon?
The bitchless, bite-sized badger.
One more time.
You're a lonely loser, Logan.
Okay, feel free to move on now. Leave the NATO puppet be, comrade.
Ah, Colossus, you share the same weakness as Wolverine, so this shouldn't take long.
Think again, my friend. I have been fighting the same war since 2022.
And what do you do when you fight? You cover your skin with metal, right? As the master of magnetism, I can control you then. So, checkmate.
But what if I deactivate my power and fight you like grizzly bear.
Yeah, I'm kind of an Omega-level mutant. Also, I'm not sure if you've noticed, but I'm no slouch either. Check out these old man muscle.
They are glorious, like Soviet propaganda. Now, may I have small interest-free loan of $200 billion?
Enough of this nonsense! You might counter Logan and Colossus, but it ends with me. You can't stop my lasers.
What was your power again?
Lasers, Magneto. I shoot lasers.
Yeah, so funny thing, as the master of magnetism, I am also the master of the whole electromagnetic spectrum, which includes light.
What?
I control electromagnetism. Light is an electromagnetic wave. I control light.
I fail to see how that's relevant.
Lasers are light, Scott. That's literally what the L stands for.
I think you're pretty clever, huh? Well, that's fine, because it turns out I don't actually shoot lasers. I shoot plasma.
Yeah, so another funny thing, plasma is just hot ionized gas, meaning it has an electrical charge, and guess what? I can control electricity as well, since it's part of the electromagnetic spectrum.
You, huh?
Electricity, Scott. It's deeply connected with magnetism, hence the term electromagnetism. A changing electrical current generates a magnetic field, and a changing magnetic field generates current. That's called electromagnetic induction. It's how generators in cities work. Where do you think all the electricity in those power lines come from?
I have no idea what you're saying.
Dear heavens, boy! Don't you live in a school? Haven't we already had this conversation before?
Punch beams! I shoot punch beams!
No, Scott. That was retcon.
I saw it in a video! It has like 2 million views!
Magnus counters your optic blast, Scott. Deal with it!
You're causing quite a stir down here, sugar.
Yes, my dear. It's a shame it has to end this way.
No point me trying to touch you, because we already know that don't work.
Indeed, our extremely physical age-appropriate relationship would have been difficult if not for my magnetic field insulating me from your power absorption.
Though I guess I could just fly over there and clobber you with my super strength.
You're welcome to try, but I could easily stay out of your range and throw things at you, or erect a barrier and attack you from behind while you're trying to break through, or just tie up your hands and feet with my metal.
I can think of worse ways to die.
Stop this lustful dialogue with my sister.
You really lost the genetic lottery there, didn't you?
Adoptive sister, you swine! And you cannot handle my teleporting. Throw your metal. Go ahead, try to hit me.
I wouldn't recommend that, Nightcrawler.
Why not? I am the master of teleporting. More so than you are the master of magnetism.
Remind me how you know where you're going during a teleport again.
I align with Earth's magnetic field, of course.
See the issue here?
Oh.
Yeah, I can just mess with the local magnetic field around you to essentially make you blind during teleports. What happens when you teleport into a wall again?
I die, or get horribly injured.
Honestly, either of those work great for me.
Okay, fine. Teleporting around you is risky, but I have other talents too.
Kurt, without your teleporting, you're just a blue-butted Spider-Man with swords, which, by the way, I wouldn't recommend bringing to a fight with me.
I believe that pleasure is mine!
Ah, Storm! Finally a challenge! I haven't seen you for years. Where have you been?
Storm, mistress of the elements, commands you to release that child.
I suppose that's an answer.
Nature, I command you, bring forth thunder and lightning.
Actually, lightning doesn't work against me since I'm the master of electromagnetism, which includes electricity, remember? In fact, I could actually redirect that back at you, or Beast.
Dude, I didn't even say anything.
Shut up, Beast!
I call upon the power of the hurricane.
Yeah, wind is pretty good, but I can maintain my balance against it by letting Earth's magnetic field pull me in the opposite direction. It's a fine balancing act for sure, but magnetic field lines are everywhere for me to anchor myself to, plus a hurricane is really just bringing ammunition to me. Think of all the metal it sucks up.
I command the Sahara winds, transform this ice to steam.
Did I mention how great of an insulator my electromagnetic barrier is?
Screw this, I'm out.
Well, I'm not saying it'd be easy to beat you, like I definitely have to concentrate, but, you know, I could do it.
You might be able to deal with the heat, but can you handle my ice?
Ice is just a lack of thermal energy rather than a surplus of it, so the two aren't as indistinguishable as you think.
Yeah, whatever, man. I'll freeze you up just like everything else.
Is this a good time to mention that infrared is also a part of the electromagnetic spectrum? Everything gives off an infrared signal. I can control that and direct the heat towards myself, thereby stopping you from freezing me.
What? You can't do that.
Actually, I can! And what's more, I can not only stop you from freezing me, I can stop you from freezing anything!
You can turn off my powers?
Of course! When you freeze things, you're really just moving thermal energy, one important channel of which is radiation. Basically, infrared. So as you freeze things, I can redirect that infrared back into the object you're freezing to thaw it. I could even thaw you if I wished.
That's not cool, man.
Indeed, it isn't. Also, water is a polar molecule, meaning its electrical charge is not evenly distributed. As the master of electromagnetism, I can control these electrical charges to disrupt water molecules and prevent ice crystals from forming, which is another way for me to destroy your ice.
This is ridiculous. How can electromagnetism counter so much?
Well, it's one of the 4 fundamental forces of the universe. It's bound to be a little broken if you think about it for a while, right?
Thinking's my job, Magneto. And while you may be smart, you can't possibly predict how I'm going to attack.
By flinging your feces at me.
I beg your pardon?
You're literally a gorilla.
I mean, I'm not literally a...
You are, Hank. You're a useless, fuzzy, smelly primate, and I hate you.
Leaving to join the Avengers. Have fun, Magneto.
I guess I'll be visiting Stark Tower after this. Should be fine. Iron Man, control the armor. Captain America, control the shield. Thor, control the hammer. Hulk, pull the gamma rays out of him, since they're also part of the electromagnetic spectrum. Could probably use those to kill the rest of the Avengers. Honestly, having a gamma source around me is just a terrible idea.
You're not gonna get that far, bozo, because now you're messing with Jubilee.
What do you do again?
I make little explosive balls of light and energy, idiot. I like to call them plasmoids.
Those wouldn't happen to be plasma by chance.
I don't know.
Okay, let me reach out with my electromagnetism and have a look. Yep, definitely plasma. I can feel the charged ions hopping around.
So you're ready to give up yet?
Well, I can actually control plasma, so if you try to throw one of those things at me, I'll just bend its path. Kind of like how I can control Scott's blast, you know?
Really?
Yeah, I could actually destabilize the plasmoid before it even explodes by rearranging the particles. I could do that since they're electrically charged. Hell, if I really wanted to, I could wrap each plasmoid in an electromagnetic field and fling it wherever I want. That's how I can more generally deal with people who throw projectiles at me.
Merde!
Yeah, that's kind of your whole gimmick, right, Gambit? Charge objects with kinetic energy, then throw them. Even if I can't control kinetic energy, I can still just wrap your cards in an EM field and move it wherever I want.
This is not how you season a gumbo.
I have no idea what you just said, but if it involves that metal staff you swing around, then please refer to Wolverine or Colossus.
Damn it! He really does counter all of us. Not even you can stop him, Professor.
Yes, I'm afraid the gun I keep safely in the arm of my chair will have little effect on him.
I meant your telepathy.
Ah, right. Well, he's wearing his helmet, so, you know. I'd also like to mention that a telepathic attack likely involves disrupting electrical activity in the brain, and as the master of electromagnetism, I have some influence over that. I'm not saying I'd be immune to such an attack, but I'd likely resist it. Would you care to take your helmet off and have a go? No, thank you.
Gene, we still have you?
If the professor's telepathy can't get through the helmet, then mine certainly can't.
No, not that. Your Phoenix power. The power that lets you fly through space and destroy stars? Just use that.
I can't control it, Scott.
You're literally the only person that can stop Magneto. You have to.
I can't control it.
You really are painfully mid, aren't you? She's at least a 7, Magnus.
What did you say?
You, my dear, are mid. You're trash, really. You're always fainting, never doing anything useful. You're almost as bad as Beast.
How dare you compare me to him?
Oh, dear! Where's your counter for this bullshit, Magnus? She's just about to arrive, actually.
Leave my father alone. You think your magic can stop the Phoenix.
No hard feelings. Right, Charles? Gather a nice warm tea while we wait for this all to blow over. You read my mind. Happy New Year, Magnus. And the same to you, Charles.
Professor, why is Magneto here?
Because he's my bro, of course. Mutant bros for life.
Okay, but he's tried to kill us multiple times.
When you have your own mansion, you invite who you want, all right?
Hey, Gene, wanna come over to my mansion?
Absolutely not.
Well, shit. That was a waste of money then.
We've certainly done a lot over the decades, haven't we, Magnus? I should really write a book one of these days.
What a comical idea.
Yes, a comic book. That's what the kids are into 2, right?
Actually, it's doom scrolling in 6 sevens.
Is that the same as a 69?
Hey, Gene, can I 6 your 7 later?
Is your whole personality just flirting with my girlfriend?
Nah, it's also hating you.
Magnus, would you care to regale us with a story or two? A trip down memory lane ought to bring some New Year cheer. Gee, Charles, I don't know.
Please tell us a story, Magneto. Please, 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 please.
Just one story, pretty please, with sugar on top.
You're so cool, Magneto. I want to be you.
Please, 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 please,
Please,
please,
Oh my
please,
god,
please.
why is he so cool?
Look, fine, what the hell? Gather round, my X-Men, and let me tell you about the time I saved Soviet Russia from certain doom.
Moments ago, he stood at the bottom of the ocean, literally miles beneath its surface in a realm of awful darkness and abysmal cold, as alien and hostile as any foreign planet. His goal was noble, or so he thought. To remove forever from all people, mutants and baseline humans, the threat of nuclear annihilation. The governments he challenged didn't see it that way. The Soviet Union ordered an immediate counterstrike from the fleet ballistic missile submarine Leningrad. He deflected the attack, and then, as an object lesson, sank the vessel that launched it. Wait a minute, I thought you were going to save them.
I did. They were about to make a terrible mistake by launching those nukes, so I stopped it.
Yeah, but you sank their vessel.
Well, I had to make sure they didn't try again, didn't I? Otherwise, they wouldn't have been able to sleep at night.
But did the crew even survive?
Of course they did. Let me continue.
Water pressure crushed the submarine's hull. Some of the missiles were damaged, but a surprising number, he discovers, remain intact.
Been a while, Magneto. Never called, never wrote. I was starting to figure you've forgotten all about me.
Hello, Rogue. You raised this wreck out of the kindness of your hearts, Mags? Figuring to give these sailor boys a decent burial or what? Damn! Check out how good I look. I'm an absolute unit.
You're the height of a child.
My arm's as thick as Rogue's thighs. That's how you know you've made it.
Who's that standing over there?
That's Psylocke. She's like Jean, only far cooler and more interesting.
Professor?
I sunk Leningrad as an act of self-defense, Wolverine. I resurrected for the same reason.
We don't threaten you, Magneto. Nobody does.
And now, child, nobody will.
Or what? You gonna nuke him?
The American president considers himself a prudent man, who perhaps prays for the best, but is always ready for the worst. I am no different.
So what are you gonna do? Invade Venezuela?
Bitch, I might.
It doesn't say that.
You need to read in between the lines, Scott.
Magneto, this story's making you seem not so good.
Nonsense! I showed them mercy. That Cyclops is far enough. You might consider, however, that were I the consummate villain you devoutly believe me to be, I would destroy your pretty new aircraft instead of simply freezing it in place.
Snappy pater, mon ami. I even have this silly French accent in the comics.
Words are but the accents to action, which in this case consists of us jumping out of our jet without a parachute.
I require a baguette.
Venus blast!
Oh my stars and garters!
Dude, that's not cool.
Oh, come on. Do you really want him to reproduce?
Fair point.
Was Gambit all right?
He threw his cards at me and I just kind of magnetoed them back over to him.
How did you do that?
Oh, Magneto counters virtually all of you, I'm afraid. It's total bullshit, really. Quite right.
But didn't we stop you?
Well, Psylocke did give me a kick in the head. Unfortunately, I can't show you that full panel as it's highly inappropriate. I mean, I don't know what the hell the artist was thinking. When they were drawing her outfit, they kind of missed a part of the fabric covering her shepherd's pie.
Magneto, please, for the love of God, remove the censor. Please, Magneto, please, 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 please.
Good lord!
Wolverine wasn't holding back. That was a killing attack. He's on the verge of a toddler tantrum.
Berserker fury.
I have to separate them.
Does our camaraderie ship mean nothing? By the Eternal, this submarine, its crew!
Some died in a blinding instant as the hull collapsed and the sea rushed in to claim their lives. Others, in the compartments which didn't rupture, faced the slower oblivion of asphyxiation. All this time, he thought about them in abstract, pawns instead of men. Now, though, at last, he finds himself face to face with the consequences of his acts, and he remembers another time, other bodies, bones still coated with the flesh of family and friends, tossed into a lime-soaked pit, and him along with them. Only he was still alive.
You really had to make this about yourself, didn't you? What do you mean? Well, you find the skeletons of the crew you sent to their watery graves, and of course it makes you think of the Holocaust. The Holocaust was real, Charles! You know, you did an exceptionally poor job at saving this crew, Magnus.
You haven't really done anything cool either.
Even I can't lift a submarine out of the water, and I feign every other mission.
Gene be like, the writers don't know what to do with me. Better pass out.
Poppycock! Lifting the submarine wasn't the impressive part. Stealing the nukes was the impressive part. Stealing the nukes!
Rogue,
What are you doing?
What you should have let me do from the start. Talk to the man. Will you please wait up? At least we're low enough in the atmosphere to have a decent conversation.
There is nothing to be said.
Get real. Don't you see? You never made a mistake in your life. Don't you see? You've got everybody spooked.
I tried to change, did my best to follow Xavier's path to a peaceful coexistence between Homo sapiens and Homo sapiens superior, and paid for that folly with the blood of innocence.
You ever consider maybe you should try a little... Ah! What in tarnation?
No! My young single hottie living in my area. Who will I groom now?
What happened to her?
Some Soviet plane fired at her. Not sure what their problem was, really.
So let me get this straight. You sunk a submarine, killed the crew, then came back later to steal their nukes?
Well, that's a bit revisionist, but I suppose it's accurate enough. Magnus, this story sucked. Well, it was only the first issue, Charles. You have to give it a chance.
You got any more stories?
How about the time I ripped your skeleton out?
I regret asking.
Check out this sick cover art.
At least I'm actually in this one.
Professor, are you standing?
I'm kind of crouched over like a muscular gremlin in this particular shot, but yeah, pretty much.
So this one's all about me, right?
No, actually, because it starts off with me.
Near Earth space, in the shadow of the Terminator racing from day to night, a communications relay trips from one meticulously aligned satellite to another, until the entire planet is covered in a protective mesh of electromagnetic fire.
I warned them not to do this. Why do they seek to provoke me? It is time then for my actions to speak far more loudly than my words ever have.
Immediately, he understands what the humans have done. The mesh has skewed the planet's EM field just enough to disrupt Magneto's mutant abilities within the parameters of Earth's atmosphere. So Magneto concentrates, muttering a silent prayer to a god he no longer believes in, and cuts a swath across Earth's electromagnetic field like a battle-forged blade through soft flesh.
Okay, that's just ridiculous. I'm the master of magnetism. I can do what I want to.
Wait, I'm confused. What happened?
Magnus generated an electrical pulse so large and so strong that it was like a nuke exploding in the atmosphere.
He generated electricity? But I thought magnetism was what he controlled.
A changing magnetic field creates an electric current, Logan. Try to keep up.
Well, sorry for not being a nerd. A giant, massive nerd. You're a nerd, Gene. A big, stupid nerd. You nerd. Nerd. So anyway, want to hang out later?
And what would an electrical pulse that strong do?
Cause a global electrical outage for one, which will result in countless deaths, by the way, and generate planetary lightning for two. Again, countless deaths. Or to get that kill count up, gamers. I mean, he's essentially acting as a giant coil and a planetary-sized radio transmitter. The power required to do that would be 1,000,000 times the total consumed by all of humanity. It's absurd. Yes, but did you see how cool I look floating through space? Just look at me, Charles. I'm majestic. You're not the only sugar daddy in town, Magnus.
Professor, you're walking?
I am disturbed.
Yeah, my hot alien wife gave me this spacesuit. It operates on psionic energy, but just between you and me, that's code for magic.
How come your legs are muscular?
Get the hell out of my comic, Hank. You think I'm scared, Charles? Look at my luscious purple cape. I mean, look at it. I'm holding it with both hands like a lady doing a curtsy. A very angry lady with rippling red muscles. Look at how thick my thighs are. What the hell were they thinking?
There's no way that's Natty.
You're right. It's Muty. Gene, we must defeat him from inside his own mind.
We gotta do what now?
Take my slender feminine hand in yours, Gene, and psi-link with my mind.
I'm good, thanks.
I cannot break through Magnus's psychic defenses alone. I need you, Gene.
Professor, this is wrong.
I'm canonically in love with you. It's fine.
No, I mean it's wrong to attack Magneto's mind. It goes against everything you taught me.
Make him feel the pain of losing his family, his loved ones, again, in all its intensity.
Charles, what the hell is your problem?
We have to, Gene, as distasteful as it is. We have to. Dibs on lopping as the soldier who shot his mom.
Professor, I really don't
We
think...
have ways of making you talk, Miss Magneto. Care for un Schnitzel?
Enough! You surprise me, Charles. I thought such manipulations abhorrent to you.
If you don't finish your sauerbraten in the next 5 seconds, I'm going to shoot you, Miss Magneto.
You ask me, X-Men, why I do what I do, and I ask in return, have you seen how damn cool I look?
Professor, we need to get out of here. His shading is too detailed.
Ooh, Miss Magneto, little Magnus looks lonely. Would you like to be my wife? Wunderbar! Siblings for little Magnus!
Whatever it takes to defeat you, father, and end this madness.
Pietro! Oh, my son, how sharper than a serpent's tooth is your betrayal. And so, as painful as it is for me, you must be sacrificed for the good of our people. My son must be slain!
You give us a pass all the time, but your son makes one wrong move and he must be slain?
You try being his father.
How about I try sticking myself in yourself? Game's over, bub. Any man who'd kill his own son deserves no less.
Logan, it's a bit late to take the moral high ground.
I'm 5'3".
You severed our mind probe, Jean!
Yeah, I learned a lot of things about you, Professor, which I'd really rather.
I need you, Jean! My control over this magic space armor my hot alien wife gave me is taxing me greatly. Now, while he is gravely injured, we must strike!
Professor, how are you the good guy again?
Because he doesn't do this!
And it begins with a small tug, an almost gentle pull, a harder yank, then a wrenching tear. Wolverine doesn't scream. Indeed, he doesn't have time, as the adamantium which long ago was bonded to his very bones,
Please, for the love of God, make it stop!
is destabilized on a molecular level, ripped from his moorings. Wait, moorings? What the hell's a mooring?
A place where a boat is stored.
Screw this. I'm going over to DC Comics.
No more! Logan shall be the last. No one else will ever suffer. I have had enough. Charles! What are you? Reverse Holocaust beam! Oh, my blatant copyright infringement! I took his mind away from him. God forgive me. That was one wild night.
I like the part where you ripped my skeleton out.
I liked the part where I took away Magnus's hatred, ego, and nightmares, rendering him a hollow, lifeless husk.
That's our professor.
Do you have any other wacky stories for us, Uncle Magneto?
Well, there was that time Kitty locked herself in a giant invisible metallic bullet that was aiming straight for Earth, as you do. Of course, only the master of magnetism could stop her. I strained myself so much that I needed CPR.
Were you all right?
The mighty Magneto has the endurance of a man half his age.
That's still 20 years past your prime, bub.
As an eternally young person, I find ageism funny.
And what about Kitty?
She was unable to turn her powers off and could no longer feel the warmth of another living soul.
You win some, you lose some.
And I also terraformed Mars. Magnus, that makes no sense. It does! I used my magnetism to move iron asteroids to Mars so that we could forge a new planetary core. Where did you get the energy to move several asteroids? Especially when they're so far away. You'd be acting as a dipole, so your magnetic field strength would fall off with the cube of the distance. And what about the conservation of momentum? When you pull an asteroid towards Mars, where is the equal and opposite momentum stored? It would make you move faster than the speed of light. A physical impossibility. Magnets, bitch!
Well, thanks, Professor. Having Magneto tell us stories really was fun.
You think so? I thought I'd try something new. I can only make fun of your powers so many times.
Well, we could always make fun of telepaths.
May I humbly suggest we insult Gambit instead?
Now that we can agree on.
Oh my God.
Oh, yes.
Little did the X-Men know that Gambit was an Omega-level mutant. Magneto was the first to fall, followed by Charles, Jean, then the mighty Wolverine. This made Cyclops very angry, which was captured on camera and used to make Avengers Doomsday, successfully restarting the MCU.
My honor!